Right.
Because it's totally different. It's Western culture that's been imposed on us.
Right.
Assimilation, if you will. But it didn't just start in Africa. It started even prior to that. So it's been a generations of deterioration of us, the so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans. We come through what we say is what we say is by prophecy.
Right.
So when people hear what we say, like, how do you know this white boy? It's described to us that what was to happen to us. We've seen it vividly.
So why do we still use this chart? And we know this chart is not true.
How do you know it's not true?
Because it said we spread across the 4 corners of the earth.
We teach that too.
Then why that, for example, right? You say we got brothers and sisters in Africa, we got brothers and sisters in China, we got brothers and sisters in Japan. If they see this, that's gonna turn them away. They not on here.
We got brothers that are Africans that are in the camp. So how do you
no, I mean,
we got brothers from West Africa, Nigeria.
but we don't see them here, is what I'm saying. We don't see them here.
But the Spirit drew them to it, and they got the breakdown.
So when you say that, then they're saying, this ain't true. This is the part of truth, because we know we are in all of these places. All I'm just saying is we everywhere. But that alienates the people that's everywhere.
The book of prophecy in the latter days deals with the Israelites on the northwestern hemisphere. All right, in this hemisphere.
But we
do teach, according to prophecy, that the Israelites are scattered all throughout the 4 corners of the earth.
Now, do you think that alienates? We say we got some brothers in England.
Nobody can be alienated because the Spirit is the Holy Spirit decided.
Let me finish. They can be alienated. Let me tell you
If the Lord chose them to wake up, they're going to wake up.
All I'm
No
saying,
matter what we say, the sheep shall hear his voice.
agree.
That's a carnal argument. See, when you dealing with
though.
no, it's not. It's in the scripture.
This ain't in the scripture.
The 12 tribes find that in the
The
scripture.
12 tribes in the scripture, but this is only saying this side of the hemisphere.
We go into prophecy.
But that's my point.
Who are the Israelites? Who are the 12 tribes? Who's the tribe of Judah?
We are not going to know that until
you're not going to know.
No, let me finish.
We know.
Brother, I'm letting you speak. Let me finish, and then you can say, you can disagree or say whatever you want. No problem. Just let me finish what I'm saying.
Okay, go ahead.
You can say whatever you want to say.
But
No
you're
problem.
not really saying nothing. You just don't agree. At the end of the day,
let me
you don't agree.
I said that. I said I think. I know. Not even I think. I know that this charge.
It's a hand that's signed the Israelites.
I've already said yes.
Okay.
But I'm saying we're alienating a whole other side of people.
We know all things. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
All right, so according to prophecy, according to the scriptures, it says that Judah, matter of fact, I'm gonna get a precept and then I'm gonna back up the precept of the statement. You know what I'm saying? Jeremiah, we Jeremiah 50, verse 33. It reads,
Thus said the Lord Yahweh of hosts, the children of Israel
talking about the Lord
and the children of Judah were oppressed together.
They were oppressed together. Now, I'm going to ask you, what of the children of the northern kingdom of Israel and the southern kingdom of Judah, which collectively is the whole nation of Israel, collectively as a block.
Oppressed together, that's what I said, right?
Right. Collectively as a block. Where was the southern and northern kingdom oppressed together?
I'm not disagreeing, but I'm not disagreeing. I'm just saying we are leaving out a whole bunch of other people.
No, we're not. Nobody's left out.
Let me tell you how I'm saying that, right? Because we all agreed that we was taking on slave ship, right? We all agreed that not every single brother.
You got brothers and sisters coming from all over the world every day saying, I'm watching.
You can say whatever you want to say. Just let me finish everywhere. Let me finish my sentence. Say whatever you want to say. You cut me off as soon as I'm getting ready to finish. All I'm saying is, we know, and I'm agreeing, that we know that our people was put on slave ship. Now, my question was every Israelite taken on the slave ship? We didn't. So it's a lot of people left behind. Those people are not here, y'all. That's all I'm saying. They're not here. They're not represented right here.
Right.
That's all I'm saying. Did I say something wrong? Did I say something wrong?
If they listen to the doctrine, they would understand and hear, which they are doing.
Did I say something
We got brothers in Africa right now How did they hear?
Did I say
How did they
something
wake
wrong?
up?
Did I say
The
something wrong?
word drew them in.
Have I said something wrong? Have
Yes.
I lied? What did I lie about? What was the lie?
First, do you teach?
I'm asking you a
Do you
question.
teach?
I'm asking you a question. Did I lie?
Bro, you don't have the understanding fully.
Did I lie?
You're wrestling in your mind.
Let your yes be. I'm not wrestling at all.
The 12
I'm not
tribes
wrestling.
chart
I'm
is
saying
accurate through the Holy Spirit, and it's in the
That's
Holy
not
Scripture.
true.
And Jacob sat
that's
them
not
down
true.
and told them
That's why you
where
can't
they
say
would
I
be in the
lied.
latter days.
That's why you can't call
Why
me a
did
liar.
Jacob? Why did
Why
Jacob
you won't
tell
call
the
me a
12
liar?
tribes of Israel,
Why you won't say I'm
this
lying?
is where you would be in the latter
Why
days?
you won't call me a liar? You know I'm not lying.
Go ahead.
Isaiah 11 and 10, and in that day there shall be a root of Jesse. Which
Who's
shall
Jesse?
Finish.
Who's Jesse?
Well, you keep skipping. Finish. Well, you ain't asked me. It's funny, but when I say call me a
It
liar,
says-
you won't.
I don't
You didn't
want to
laugh.
call you. What if I don't want to call
So
you?
what if I'm lying? Call me a liar. I don't
You
have no
just
problem
off.
with being correct.
You just got too
Passion.
many.
It's passion.
No,
So we all
we
be
good,
back
we
here.
good. No, we ain't even tripping on that.
That's exactly. I'm just saying if I'm wrong, say I'm wrong. I ain't got no problem
You
if I'm
are wrong because
but
you don't have the
interpret
truth. You don't.
I'm saying that ain't the
you don't have
truth.
the-
I'm saying that's not the truth.
This is Romans 3 and 3.
No, I'm not. What am I wrong
But
about?
what if some did not believe?
Hey, brother, when I say that was wrong? Somebody just tell me what I said that was wrong.
We're gonna let the scriptures do it. We're gonna do it with the scriptures, bro. We're gonna answer your question. You said prove.
You hear me
said-
silent? I'm
you said
silent.
call you a liar, right?
I'm silent.
We're gonna let the scriptures do it.
Romans 3 and 3, it says, but what if some did not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith of the Most
That doesn't
High without
apply. I
effect?
believe.
No. You don't believe the same thing we believe. We saying we believe the 12 tribes chart. You saying you don't. That's fine. Keep reading.
God forbid, yea, let the Most High be true, but every man a liar.
Also, according to what we're talking about, the 12 tribe side, we believe that we're telling the truth.
Right.
You believe that we're not.
No,
Right.
listen to
Now,
me.
the
Listen to
thing
me.
is,
Listen to me carefully, bro.
Believe that the
Bro,
people
yeah, thank you. Go ahead. Go ahead.
are Israelites.
Yes.
But he's saying we can't know, all right, who is who and what is what.
And I also said that we're leaving out a whole
They're
other
not
side
being
of the
left out because they're
planet.
waking up.
They're not on here.
They're being waking up.
But they're not
According
on
to the
here.
gospel.
We're going around telling people that the 12 tribes of Israel is right here.
According to the prophecy, a bulk of the 12 tribes will be on the western hemisphere of the world in the latter days.
Please show me where all the 12 tribes are
We
going to
didn't
be
say
on.
that all the 12 tribes, brother. We didn't say
This
all.
is what's
What's
right
the
here.
major deliverance?
This is
the
right
land
here
of the
saying the
north.
12 tribes. This is saying the 12
Jeremiah
tribes.
didn't say that they were all over here.
Jeremiah
Say it
He
again.
didn't say that they were all on the western hemisphere.
That's all I'm saying. I'm saying we're leaving out a whole bunch of people. I'm saying the same thing. I'm saying the same thing you just said. We're leaving out all the people you just talking about. They ain't on here. We don't see no Chinese people on here. We don't see no Japanese people
We've
on
got
here.
brothers in China all over the world.
I know we do. That's why I'm saying
They're
this.
waking
I
up-
know we
they're
do.
waking up
I've
to
been
the
all
gospel
over the
being
planet. I know we do.
Jeremiah chapter 16
But I'm
and
saying it's a
14.
lie.
Therefore,
It's not the
behold,
whole
the days come.
Start
saith
over,
the
start
Lord.
over, bro. Start over. I didn't mean to start over.
Jeremiah 16 and 14. Therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh, that it shall no more be said, the Lord Yahweh liveth that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt.
Right, out of the land of Egypt. Go ahead.
It says, but the Lord Yahweh liveth that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north.
From the land of the north. Now, somebody get real quick Jeremiah 3rd chapter.
All right.
Now, where's the land of the north?
10:22.
Where's the land of the north?
I've heard all this. I've heard this over here. No problem.
You don't, bro. You can't get the understanding of what we teach in
My
one
man,
soundbite.
I said no problem. Tell me where the land of the north is.
America.
I just said that. I just said
Right.
I said we all know
Right. So
that we
what
heard
we're
the land of
saying
the north is
is
over
to
here.
focus in the Holy Scripture.
Hold on. Just stop and say you was wrong about what I just said first. Because I just
Hell no.
I
Stop.
just said it's
You're
over
too
here.
big to be acting like that, bro.
I just said it's over here. My man, you're not listening to me. I said it's over here. I didn't say that.
Jeremiah chapter
But I just said what he said. I said we all know it's over here. The land, I just said that. It's on tape. Go ahead.
Jeremiah 3 and 17. At that time they shall call Jerusalem the throne of Yahweh, and all the nations shall be gathered unto it, to the name of Yahweh to Jerusalem. Neither shall they walk any more after the imagination of their evil heart. In those days the house of Judah shall walk with the house of Israel, and they shall come together out of the land of the north
Out of the land of the north. The land of the north is the primary focus. Go ahead.
to the land that I have given for an inheritance unto your fathers.
Jeremiah the 3rd chapter. So now we know Israelites around 14, 15. We know Israel is scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. But prophetically, where the great awakening would happen in the latter days would be in Babylon the Great.
I'm not disagreeing. I don't disagree.
Like he talks about the book of Ezekiel, about when those two sticks together, it's an identifying marker of, like we say, see, and a lot of times in the scriptures, the Most High will make it to where it has to be spiritually discerned, right? You know, they said that Babylon was going to go down in 70 years. Did Babylon go down in exactly 70 years? It was like 67 years, right? But if you're spiritually discerned, you'll understand that we're talking about that Babylonian Empire. Now, we can tit for tat about, but there's Israelites all across the world. Absolutely. Absolutely. But for the most part, what we're explaining to you is that the seed line is resting here. Are our people scattered in China, Japan, parts of Africa,
Everywhere.
Absolutely. The scripture said that my seed is going to be spread apart. But
So what's the problem with what I'm saying?
because the problem with what you're saying is, as far as spiritual discernment goes, is you're trying to say that the sign is wrong.
No, listen, I'm saying it's not a full, listen to me, I said it's not a full truth. I'm saying I agree that we are in every last one of these places. I don't have no problem with that. I'm just saying we're leaving out a whole bunch of people. I've had people that,
We're not leaving out here, but we come out.
this is leaving out people. You don't see no niggas from London over here. You don't see nobody from Africa. You don't see no niggas from
Why
Japan.
is there a camp in London? Multiple camps in London. How did they wake up?
My man, are they on this camp? Are they on this chart?
Yes, and they preaching.
They on this chart?
Absolutely.
They are.
Yeah.
So it's some people from Senegal on here. Show me where they at.
Because their forefathers go back.
Show me where they at. Show me where the Senegalese people. Show me where the Ivory Coast people at. Show me. Show me.
The scripture say the spirit.
Show me.
They'll be a part of Judah, Benjamin, and Levi.
How?
Okay, because they were scattered there after the time of 70.
They wasn't scattered though. They was already there.
Well, how did they get there, brother?
Am I lying?
After 70,
They was already there.
they were scattered there. Whenever
They're
they
not
fled,
scattered. You
they
can't
were
be scattered if you're already here. If you're already there, you can't be scattered.
You know the history.
I know some stuff.
Listen, you don't know enough. Listen to
I'm
the
listening,
logic.
but you're not proving your point.
No, what I'm telling you is
Go
that
ahead.
they were in Jerusalem,
Go ahead.
and they got scattered into parts of Africa.
Right.
They got scattered over there. They got
Agreed.
scattered into those lands.
Agree?
Well, they wouldn't.
But
They
I'm
weren't
talking about
already
that.
there.
That's
They
what I
got
just
scattered
said.
there.
Listen.
They got scattered into the Ivory Coast.
No problem. Do you see some Ivory Coast people on?
Absolutely.
Where? Show me.
Because Judah is in Ivory Coast.
How you know Judah in Ivory Coast? How do you know Gad is not in Ivory Coast?
They might be.
So why they not here?
Because
Why are they not here?
Brother, they are here. You just don't see them. These
Because
people.
how can I see
Listen,
something?
listen to me.
My man, no problem, no problem. Let me say this, I'm gonna shut up. I'm gonna get right back to you. I'm saying, I'm gonna shut up. Just let me say this.
I understand your logic, but you're not.
I do, man. I'm telling you, I've been down to go. I do. I'm not because I see West Indians, I see Haitians, I see Dominicans, I see blah 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 Cubans. I see Indians. I don't see nobody. I don't see nobody from Senegal. I don't see nobody from Ghana. I don't see them. I'm saying.
So you would
y'all
listen to
making
our
me
gospel,
report.
as brothers over there have, and figure it out through the Holy Spirit, because we have people in Africa right now. How did they wake up?
Right.
How did they wake up?
Deception. It is deception. It's deception. No, it's many ways. No,
These brothers have been preaching for years.
A lot of people preach for years and ain't going to hell. Everybody say Lord, Lord, ain't going.
It's an issue of faith.
Yeah, he just don't believe. That's what he told us. Jeremiah.
No, but you know why? You know why? Look, I'm gonna tell you why. No, that's not true.
Prophet said we're not going to agree.
We should. We
You
should.
think we're blinded?
Okay, just tell me how.
We're explaining it to you.
Well, first of all, we use the Bible to say what we say.
A lot of people, Satan used the Bible. Satan used the Bible. So you telling me you're using the Bible? That's not convincing
So no
me.
matter what we say, you're going to say
That's
something else.
no, that's not true. I've said many times. It's on camera. I've said many times. I agree with that. I agree with that. So just talking about don't agree on certain
The thing
stuff.
is, the things that you don't agree on, we're not going to agree on. It's just that simple. And it's okay.
That's okay.
Go ahead.
Sirach chapter 33, I'm going to look at verse 14. It says, good is set against evil, and light against death. So is the godly against the sinner, and the sinner against the godly. So look upon all the works of the Most High, and there are two and two, one against the other. So Heavenly Father is going to have us, whereas in the last days there's going to be opposition. There's going to be opposition because there's going to be a truth, and there's going to be a lie.
Exactly.
Right? So,
And I'm saying it's a lie.
so if you said it's a lie,
Yeah.
right? Which you, that's what you said, cool. We believe it's the truth.
We got to stop believing and start checking it.
But then you should have an answer for us.
I
to
do
replace-
have an answer. You didn't listen.
Who are the 12 tribes of Israel?
And
Who's
here-
Benjamin?
Thank you. Here, let me answer.
Okay.
Thank you. Let me answer. And I'm saying simply, we cannot know.
So you don't know.
You ain't even let me finish. Just let me finish the sentence. You can say whatever you want. I'm going to shut up. When you talk, I shut up.
Go ahead.
Thank you, bro.
Who's Benjamin?
Answer. I'm answering.
Who's Benjamin?
I'm
Go ahead.
answering. Go ahead. Let me answer. Is it true in the Bible that he said about the weeds and the weeds, when he come back, he going to separate them, right? Right. We have no idea what tribe we belong to until he come back.
You have no idea.
We don't. Show me.
You have no idea.
Show me.
The Spirit bearing witness with our spirit that we're the children of Yahweh.
This is Romans chapter 8, verse 16. The Spirit itself bears witness with our spirit.
Everything will be done through the Spirit at the end of the day. And the Spirit frustrates people.
Is
who
this
are carnal.
Spirit?
Yes, because it's written in the scriptures.
This is Spirit.
It's said in Ezekiel the 37th chapter, because what is the Spirit? What does it mean by the Spirit? We're fulfilling
It's many
what's written.
spirits. It's many
We're-
spirits.
Man, come on. We're
It's not. It's
fulfilling
many.
what-
Listen
we're
to
talking
me.
about
Listen to me, bro.
the
Listen to me.
scriptures.
Listen to me. Remember I told
There's
you.
one faith, one baptism.
No problem.
Right.
No problem.
There's
Listen,
many
remember-
gods, all of that.
remember
The
earlier when I
God
told-
of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob gave us a record. He gave us an understanding of what would happen.
Right.
Within the understanding of what would happen, Ezekiel the 37th chapter, it said that we would have a sign that our people will walk up and ask about. And it's written there. So through the Spirit, we're fulfilling that. And that's what we believe. That's our faith. You don't have that faith.
What faith is that?
Our faith is in what we're doing. We're fulfilling prophecy.
What's the purpose?
Just like we told
Go ahead.
when Jacob, they were saying to Israel,
Ezekiel 44.
prophesied over Israel, saying what will fall into the last days. And through the Spirit, those determining factors, he said, okay, these things have happened to our people where they see the red star. But it's
You said when you say cheap talk, you're talking about her and this happened to her.
the book about the people are endorsed with the book of the red star. Are they scattered in other nations? Yes. I agree. So, but when you go into Genesis 29 chapter, how we determine the spirit, you might not if we would be.
I'm listening to you. I'm listening.
As I go down the prophecies, no wow. That's how the 12 tribes
Okay.
got compiled together.
Okay, let me ask you this question.
Okay.
Right, one of the scriptures.
Scriptures talk about gas, for example.
No problem. That's where I'm going.
It said that you shall,
I'm going to get a report back to you. Let me say one quick thing. One of the things we talk about in the scripture, we talk about Haitians and Dominicans. And one scripture we talk about how the brothers or something is going to be, they're going to be right by each other fighting, right? But we have those same brothers doing that in countries all across the earth. That's right beside each other, boarding each other, that's fighting each other.
Let me get this scripture real quick. Go ahead.
Isaiah 44:1, yet now hear, O Jacob my servant, and Israel whom I have chosen.
Right.
Thus saith the Lord Yahweh that made thee, and formed thee from the womb, which will help thee. Fear not, O Jacob, my servant, and thou Jeshurun, whom I have chosen. For I will pour water upon him that is thirsty.
I will pour water upon him that is thirsty. Now, the water is ultimately what? The word. The scripture says, he that believeth on me, as the scripture has said, out of his belly shall flow rivers of living water. And that's the thing. The Lord said he will raise up prophets. And primarily the prophets will be, the bulk of the prophets will be in Babylon. And that's ultimately how the word will be spread. And through the word going out alone, the elect will be together. I'm not finished.
But just tell me where that part is. Just go slow with me. When you said the bulk of the prophets will be over here.
Let's get
Yeah, tell us.
Go ahead.
For I will pour water upon him that is thirsty and floods.
As a matter of fact, Ezekiel the 37th chapter, where is the valley of dry bones?
I don't know. Tell me.
It's America. That's one of the great awakening would be at the forefront of the great awakening would be Babylon the Great.
I don't disagree with that.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Continuing on in verse Isaiah 44:3, and floods upon the dry ground.
Like why didn't he say the valley of dry bones and all the way over here? No, the focus of prophecy was the valley of dry bones was Babylon, because that's where the great judgment for both southern, northern, and southern kingdom happened. Go ahead.
It says, I will pour my spirit upon thy seed, and my blessing upon thine
I
offspring.
will pour my spirit upon thy seed and my blessing upon thine offspring. Meaning, Jacob, don't trip. In the latter days, your offspring are going to wake up to the spirit. Okay? Go ahead.
And they shall spring up as among the grass, as willows by the water.
And you're a part of that. All of these brothers are a part of this very prophecy. Why? Because you are springing up in the latter days, standing on your feet. Now, some of us got the truth, some of us don't. It's going to have to be determined by the angels, right? Go ahead.
Verse 5, one shall say, I am the Lord Yahweh.
Right. One shall say, I am the Lord Yahweh. Turning away from the different nationalities we work on ourselves, black, all of these different, we're going to say, look, I belong to Yahweh. Go ahead.
And another shall call himself by the name of Jacob. And another shall subscribe with his hand unto the Lord Yahweh, and surname himself by the name of Israel.
That would happen in the spirit. This whole process takes place through the Heavenly Father in Revelation 11, sending down the Holy Spirit and gives us the understanding. We didn't just make these things up on our own. We're saying we're guided through the Holy Spirit to do these things. Now, I understand taking that stance is offensive to some. It's like, how the hell you know? Who are you? Hey, we're the mystery.
The nature of the salvation of Israel was always the mystery. So broken. And just like the scattering itself is such a dynamic thing, it will blow your mind. Like, how can I go back? But the Most High had already determined what was going to happen. That the captivity, the transatlantic slave trade, the conquistadors doing what they were doing, all of that was meant for us to come back together and something on top of we were going to have to serve those curses.
Right, Revelation 11
in
and
the
8.
book of Deuteronomy, the 30th chapter, it says, after the blessings and these curses, then you're going to look on these things and know, man, that's why when you read, if you read, you're going to go on slavery and ships in Egypt again. If you're going to have got two brain cells in your head spinning around, you're going to be like, who went on slave ships? Who went on slavery on ships? Only one group of people.
Yeah, I don't disagree with none of that.
Go ahead.
Revelation 11 and 8, and their dead bodies shall lie in the streets of the great city.
What's the great city? Babylon the Great. Now, he could have said, and everywhere else. He could have made, you can make that argument all throughout the scripture. Well, wait a minute, does this leave out the people who died, who's in the dead state in Africa? It doesn't. It doesn't.
You
Go
can't
ahead.
put those things together.
When
That's not a separate
spiritually,
thing.
No. Yes, it is. You're saying that the people that are over there, the Israelites that are scattered are being left out. We're telling you, they're waking up. But it's through the Spirit. They're waking up to who they are.
Listen, I don't disagree with that. I'm simply just saying.
In Africa, though.
Yeah, but I'm just, go ahead.
The Lord even spoke of having sheep of another fold.
Right.
You see, he's talking about the rest of the tribes. The rest, these tribes are scattered all over the world. Because he talks about Babylon the Great and the word being preached in Babylon the Great and being scattered and being preached throughout all four corners of the earth. It's to these people in those areas. They are. That's it.
Whoa.
That's it.
Whoa, that's where you guys.
The book of the tribes.
Slow. You don't gotta
slow.
speed.
I'm
But
going
don't
slow.
go with what he
The
just
book-
said.
I'm reinforcing what he said.
Go ahead.
The bulk of the tribes are here. The bulk of the Judites got brought in slavery on slave ship.
Okay, can I speak?
The bulk of the tribes of Judah, the southern kingdom,
I heard.
are over here. The bulk of the tribes
Can I
are
answer?
here.
Can I
That's the
answer?
focus.
Can I answer?
There's no question.
It is.
Go to Revelation
I
11.
can't answer.
back in the book of
Because
Revelation.
ultimately, you should just go teach what you believe.
It's not teach, I'm asking questions, bro. Man,
I know,
me and him started talking.
No, I understand.
Have patience with me.
I do. I'm
So,
not
and
screaming.
I can-
But
I ain't say
ultimately,
you was.
you should really, what you believe, you should go confess it. Because it
Saying
seems
we,
like
saying
you
we
have
supposed to, no,
heard,
it said we supposed to come together and reason together, right?
and we are doing that.
Okay,
We're
so-
doing that. But this is the thing. We're never going to make you believe what we believe. So
not
the
about
bottom
belief.
line is you should go teach what you believe. Do
No.
you do that?
Depends on what you mean. I mean, everywhere I walk,
Because the Lord said,
everywhere you at,
the
everywhere
Lord
you
said
at.
the answer would be here in the latter days. According to prophecy, the answer, the truth, the 100% truth, the new song will be sung. Where is it? If you saying you got it, you got to go sing it.
Let me say that. I'm just asking questions. I didn't
You
make a
saying
claim.
that what?
I didn't make a
saying
claim
that
like that.
Go ahead.
This is 1 John 2:20. But ye have an unction from the Holy One, and ye know all things.
Right. The Lord is going to set up prophets in the latter days that are going to know all. They're going to give you the answer. Where are they? Now, you say you watch this camp, that camp, and pretty much there's particular things about everybody that conflicts you. What I'm telling you through the Spirit is you should go teach what you believe and confess it. You know?
Revelation 11:8, and their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified.
Right.
And they of the people and kindreds and
And this is
tongues.
that
Can
spiritual
you read
Sodom
that
and
again?
Egypt.
I'm sorry. Read that
Yeah,
again.
I'll read some. Revelation 11:8, and their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt.
Now, the precept to that is he that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead. This is speaking of the Israelites in a dead state. Here in the spiritual Sodom and Egypt.
So that, but that's talking about America, right? What he said. Go
Spiritually,
ahead.
Sodom and Egypt. What do you think that is? Spiritually, Sodom, the great city, which spiritually is.
Yeah, I know.
Sodom.
I know. I'm over here. Yeah, I'm not.
Okay, so those
Yeah,
places-
yeah. I'm not disagreeing with that.
Okay,
No,
cool.
not at all.
What you saying?
And if I could just make a quick point, land back off what the others just said, the financing of the downfall of the minds of the Israelites chiefly was here. So the truth would spring, the truth would spring out of Babylon where the prophets would be risen up. Whereas the rest of the nation, which are scattered, would hear and say, you know what, that this word resonates. What they saying is the truth. I believe that. Because what? They're Israelites that believe. But where did the truth come out of them? It started to come out in the last days here in America. That's what happened. You continue, go ahead.
Revelation 11 verse 9, and they of the people and kindreds and tongues and nations shall see their dead bodies 3 days and a half, and shall not suffer their dead bodies to be put in graves.
Right, the nations basically mocked us. This is pretty much when we were dead, totally detached. We didn't have no answer from the Holy Spirit. There was nothing. We were just getting our asses beat. We were being judged. Right? But after 3 days and a half, now when did this truth primarily get to kicking in the earth? Around what, 1970? When you have a man by the name of Abba Bivens, right? Who ultimately at that time, everybody was teaching the Torah. He brought the understanding of the new covenant.
What about
Yahusha.
Nate Turner?
Huh?
What about Nate Turner?
Nat Turner?
Yeah, Nat Turner. What about Nat Turner?
What about him?
Well, you said it only came to 7. Nat Turner, when he read the Bible.
I'm talking about when it blew up.
Okay.
When the Israelites
I got
were,
you.
because
I got you.
the scriptures say John the Baptist would have to do what? Stand up and turn the hearts of the father to the children and the hearts of the children to the father. That man would have to come and do that before this word would get to where we are now, before we're going to get delivered. That's according to prophecy. Malachi, the 4th chapter. It tells you Elijah, I'm going to send before that great day, I'm going to send you Elijah the prophet. He came. Now, we believe that through faith. You may be like, y'all niggas are crazy. But we believe that through faith.
So when you saying Elijah the prophet, you saying that you talking about in 76 or something else?
Huh?
You talking about Elijah the prophet literally in the Bible?
Yeah, he
or
came.
76?
The spirit of
Okay,
Elijah
yeah.
came.
Okay,
He was
okay.
on the earth. He
Yeah,
was
yeah.
born as a man. All right, go ahead.
Revelation 11 verse 10, and they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them and make merry, and shall send gifts one to
And
another.
that's the slave trade. Basically, they made money off of our ignorance and us being in a dead state. Okay, go ahead.
Yep.
They celebrate it. That's why so all the monuments, they glorify the conquest.
Right.
You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans.
Right.
And it enriched America and put it at the forefront of the world, but all the other nations benefited off of it as well. Now they're locked in agreement when you read about the beast. Okay? This beast, that the whore that rideth upon the beast, the mystery Babylon controls. Go ahead, Jim.
Revelation 11:10, and they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them and make merry, and shall send gifts one to another, because these two prophets tormented them that dwell on the
When
earth.
Israel was in their right state of mind, there's history of David. When David had the throne, well, he was putting the heathen in, he subdued the heathen. So these heathen know, like, to see us in this dead state, they're like, yes. That's why this whole system, which is the system of Edomite supremacy. Within it, you may have a few other nations who got something going on, but overall, Esau's word is final on this earth right now. All right?
Yeah.
They made money off of us. And this whole system is geared towards Jacob being ensnared and rebelling against the Most High. They finally got us. They clapped their hand like, yes, but something would happen in prophecy, which is what's happening now. Go ahead.
Revelation 11, continuing on in verse 11, and after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from God entered into them.
The spirit of life from God entered into them now, Ezekiel 37 chapter, because that's what he's quoting. He's seeing the same thing Ezekiel saw would take place with the Israelites in the valley of dry bones, which is America. The primary focus of prophecy is the Israelites, period, but where they would wake up in the latter days and where everything would be focused on is this northwestern hemisphere, primarily Babylon the Great. Go ahead.
It says, from God the Most High entered into them, and they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them
And
which saw
we're
them.
standing on our feet. And it all started with what? The spirit of the Lord from on high. That's where the understanding comes from.
Yeah, breath.
He gives it to particular men. Get that, Amos? Surely the Lord will do nothing. Real quick.
Look at Amos chapter 3, verse 7. And it reads, it says, surely the Lord Yahweh will do nothing, but he revealeth his secrets unto his servants.
So somebody knows. Somebody got the understanding.
I agree
That's
with
just
that.
like, that's just like when the Lord asked when Peter said, you are the Messiah.
Right.
He said, the Spirit has revealed unto you, not flesh and blood.
Right.
You see? So we hold fast to that. You know what I'm saying? The Spirit reveals things to us. Because when you look up the word, what mysterion, it goes into how the Lord reveals things to men and not others.
Right.
You don't reveal your secrets to everybody. You
Right.
reveal your secrets to who you want to know them.
Right.
You see?
Right.
So that's what we holding on to, you know?
Right. And we believe within the secrets, within what the Lord gave us, he gave us this chart. Now, there's a lot of people who, but the thing is, people will say, well, they are the Israelites. We agree that the people on this side are the Israelites. But then they'll make a fuss and say, well, you don't know who they are. No, you don't know.
No, we can't say.
No, you can't say.
Let me finish. We can't say, oh, this one, oh, you in that tribe.
No,
Oh, man, you in that tribe.
You believe, that's your belief.
No, that's no,
According to what we believe, where is it at?
Let me ask.
Okay.
Thank you for answering that question.
Where is that at?
Show me anywhere that says, let's take some, let's take some Peruvians. Show me in the Bible where they say the Peruvians are part of this tribe.
It's by the Spirit.
So to get the answer
Those
that you're
words,
looking for,
first of all, that word Peruvian didn't even exist.
You know I know all this. We don't have to keep doing
check
all
me out.
that. We
Check
don't
me
have
out.
to keep doing all that. I'm choosing that word for a reason. You want me to go and look through and say, okay, that's part of it? No, man. We know all that.
it's characteristics of these people that you can tell through the Spirit.
Thank you for saying that. And
That's
what
we
I'm
say.
saying. And
So
that's why,
so let me finish. So it's not going. You're not going to look in the Bible and say these people are Peruvian.
I know.
It's a spirit thing.
I agree.
It don't say America in the Bible.
I agree.
So what are you? So now you can say.
So
what
that's
says
why I'm
is
saying we
that.
need to stop this. I agree.
So because it
You
don't
agree
say
with me?
because it don't say America in the Bible, we can't determine that Babylon the Great is America.
No, we talking
No,
about.
no. I'm
answering you, bro.
No,
Off of what he just said about
don't
characteristics.
try,
I ain't trying to change nothing.
Listen,
I'm on the
listen.
same point.
No,
When you just said about
America
Go ahead, 'cause I
is
can't
not in the
talk.
Bible. The word Peruvian is not in the Bible. The word America is not in the Bible.
I know.
So we can't
But
say.
he just said about characteristics we're gonna know. He
Right,
just said thank
right.
you.
So
why you cutting me off?
what's the argument? I'm not cutting you off. I'm making a point because your point
That's the
invalidates
definition of cutting me
itself.
off. When as soon as I spoke, you
You
started
need to
talking.
be cut off. Listen.
So now you mean you cut me off.
Okay, it's
Go
okay.
ahead. Go ahead.
What I'm saying is this. If you're saying, oh, the word Peruvian is not in the Bible, so we can't say that those are those people.
I'm not saying that. You're making arguments that I'm not saying. I was talking about what let me speak. I'm talking about what my brother right here just said about we're gonna know people by the characteristics, right? And I'm simply saying that we have brothers that's in side by side countries that's doing the same thing that Haitians and Dominicans doing. They're doing the same thing that Brazilians and El Salvadorian people are doing. They're doing the exact same thing. Right. So that characteristic that you was talking about, we can find that amongst other brothers scattered
But where
everywhere.
are the bulk of his
That's
people
all
at?
I'm saying.
Where are the bulk
Bro,
of
if I
his
said
people?
something wrong,
That's
No.
fine.
You're not saying nothing wrong, but the thing is, the bulk is here, but we're still dealing with the rest of the planet.
Prophecy is
Israel
centered
was-
here.
So if I said something wrong?
No. Check me out though.
Go ahead.
You're not saying nothing wrong, but what needs to be understood. You have a bulk. I was like, even during the time when the Lord was on the scene, he was in a certain area, and the word trickled out. That's all we're saying. So you agree?
I
We
do.
agree.
I do.
But that's what I'm saying. You saying that we can't use this sign. Now, when you use this
I didn't say
sign,
you can't use it.
you say it's a half truth.
Thank you. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, he said it right.
You say it's a half truth.
Right.
Is it enough truth to spark this conversation
Yes.
so that we can go in the scriptures
Yes.
and flush it out?
Yes.
Then that's what it's used for.
Okay then.
That's what
I
it's
can
used
I
for.
can accept that.
We believe that we're part of the 100% truth.
I can accept that.
This
See
is
how
what
you
part
say
of
that?
it.
What that's simple. I can accept that because you're not.
But that's what Cap was saying. All of us are saying the same thing.
Well, you said it the best.
All right, we have
Tell me this. Hold on. What's the mark of the beast? What's the mark of the beast?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Go ahead. What was the point? What was the point of asking?
I just wanted to know what you thought it was.
Tell me. Don't you gonna leave me home?
Well, where the sign at? Somebody get him the sign.
But it's funny. I was listening to the new Epic Economist.
Right.
And so he's talking about the shortages that's happening because the supply chain has been all
Oh man. You said something.
Oh, man.
Hold on. Come here, cuz. Hey, listen to this. I want to ask y'all a question. No. Because he said something. Listen, he said something. I watch you a lot, Sunday. He said something. I want y'all to answer this right now. You remember you said it was about contradictions in the Bible about the food. And you said it was one thing you said.
You got Sonetta.
Sonetta knows the market.
Hold on, bro. Hold on. I want y'all to answer. This is my man. This is for y'all to answer. He said that you said in the Bible that God said that all food is clean. Remember you said that? Got to put it in. Say what you said. I want them to answer this.
Watch out, big man. Watch out, big man.
I don't know about heart.
But there was you said it was a contradiction about
Yeah,
all
well,
foods are
I think
clean.
the Old Testament say
Second Ezra 16.
that is you can't eat everything, but the New Testament say it's all right to eat anything.
No, it don't.
Anything that lives.
No. That ain't what that's talking about.
Okay,
That's
it
not what
says
that's
eat
talking
every
about.
living thing that crawls.
No.
It don't say that.
Don't say that. But you got to understand what that's talking about. You may be talking about the story of Cornelius. Right, but that was talking about.
He wasn't. He just forgot what he said.
Acts the 10th chapter.
He went from the Old Testament.
Is this
chapter.
GMS?
in Genesis.
Yes.
Oh,
You know
GMS.
exactly
Shout
what
out
you
to
are.
GMS,
Shout
man.
out.
You already know. GMS is where the real truth is at, man. For real. I fuck
But
with
you don't agree
GMS.
with that, though.
Now, but we got to
agree
get.
with that. You can't say it's
No. Let's get the understanding on.
He said he disagreed with
No,
y'all.
we can't, bro. We can't make this. The word is what you want. You just happy to see something. You see a celebrity.
He ain't being real right now.
Hey, he got starstruck when he
Yeah,
he was like,
I'm not starstruck with nobody. Come on, now.
Great Right now.
You done forgot, man. You
What are we
forgot
doing?
the Old
You
Testament.
want to deal with that whole food?
But
But I got it all in the scripture.
Yeah, get it. Yeah. You got it.
Well, I wanted to open up. I wanted to open up and kind of lead into
Yeah,
that.
trying to.
Because
I don't think it's
right now you got
All
piles
of
and
it.
piles and piles of shipping containers off the West Coast. And what it's leading to is backlogs and shortages in kind of
I
like,
literally, hold up, I had a vision that this was going to happen.
Oh,
Hey man, I had a vision that exactly what had happened was going to happen. I had that vision.
So you got these shortages happening amongst these mandates, and what they're doing is they're merging. And we told y'all it's not about taking the jab; it's about the systems that were going to be implemented around the jab. And this is what the short-sightedness of these other Israelite groups don't, because they're not spiritually discerned. Now, what they're starting to do is, as inflation increases, y'all see the gas prices. What's the gas prices in New York right now, son?
Excuse me?
What's the gas prices right now in New York?
Oh, they high.
They
Gas
crazy.
prices are high.
$8 a gallon. Man.
It's crazy.
Yeah, they high.
You hear that? $8 a gallon.
I'm joking.
Bro, over in Cali, it's
But
like
in Europe,
$7.
it's pretty bad, $6
Over
or
in Cali, it's
$7.
like $6-7. So I wouldn't be surprised if it was similar in New
Yeah,
York.
something like that.
You know? So and transportation and everything like that continue to get clogged up. They're going to start to say, hey, we need the government to come in and regulate how you get your food. Just like they need the government to come in and regulate how you talk on social media. Just like they're going to come and say, we need the government and regulate how you do your banking in certain types of ways. The private and public sector are being merged together. And it's all a part of the rise of the MOB. Okay?
Right.
And we read about, it says he caused it all. The causing part is policy, transitions, all of these conjuring.
Right, because this is the thing, you got people saying it's just a philosophy, the MOB, the MOTB. According to the Bible, it's a mark of the beast. We're just going to say it. Now, we know they've been taking our videos down, but they're saying it's a mere philosophy. All right? But now we're living in a time where, okay, that needs to be explained and expounded upon, because this world is moving towards what? They're moving, they're trying to put their stamp on the earth.
That's right.
Right now.
They are
That's
stamping
right.
it.
They are stamping it. But the final thing, according with what John the Revelator saw on the Isle of Patmos, he saw them issue forth a particular thing that would control and dictate how buying and selling happen on the planet Earth. And that's what you see being formulated. That's what it's going into right now.
Right. And they're utilizing the Vanessa, the jab, in order to justify the systems of control. Right. Okay? Read that, Baba Shah.
Because the bottom line, the thing is, where are we according to prophecy and what's next? How the hell are we going to get out of this situation?
Let me ask y'all this. Why the Bible say, come out of her, my people? Why we don't hear nobody talking about come out of her?
That's spiritually. That's spiritually.
Whoa.
Now, come out of her.
That's not spiritual.
No, hold on. No, you're right.
Go ahead.
Revelation, the 18th chapter, is when it says come out, that's talking about when he delivered us up out of here.
So you don't think it's a call for us to get up out of here?
Now, if you want to, you can.
So when they say come up out of
scriptures say
her,
we're
my
going to
people, that
be
don't mean for us
delivered
to
out of
leave?
Babylon.
Huh?
The scriptures say that the Israelites are going to be delivered out of Babylon.
Exactly.
Yeah, them just coming out. That's what I just said.
We're not going to deliver ourselves. The Lord is
So
gonna
it don't
come.
say come out.
When
When
the
they say
scriptures
come
talk
out, it
about-
don't mean
when the
come out
scriptures
physically. That's what y'all telling me?
When the scriptures talk
No.
about us being caught up with the Lord.
I'm not talking about caught up, bro. You know exactly what scripture I'm talking
Isaiah,
about.
Revelation 18. Somebody get Revelation 18
Right,
real
go
quick.
ahead. They said come out, right?
Right.
So y'all telling me that don't mean physically?
Finish Revelation 11 real quick. Go back to Revelation 11.
He talking about
After that 3 days and a half, what would
No,
happen?
he talking about
Revelation 11,
real quick.
Revelation 11, verse 11. And after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from the Most High God entered into them,
Which is why we're all here. Go ahead.
and they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them. And they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud.
Right.
And their enemies beheld.
That's after we woke
Where
up.
you read from?
Revelation 11. After we wake up,
11:8.
the final the final thing that's going to happen is the Lord's going to send his son back, and he's going to call us up. Okay? And that's now. There are scriptures speaking
That's the
of,
come out of her, my
that's the
people
same
scripture.
thing.
That's
Yeah.
the same scripture.
No, but we're gonna. That was a precept.
No,
We're gonna get
come to that.
Revelation the 18th chapter.
Revelation 18. Revelation chapter 18. I'm going to start at verse 2 and jump down, right? It says, and he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, and has become the habitation of devils, in the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacy. Verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins.
Right.
Okay, stop.
So
Please.
Babylon's
Go
going to
ahead.
be destroyed. Synonymous with Babylon's destruction is us getting called up out of here.
But they don't say call up, they say it's come out.
Listen. When we just read verse 2, it says Babylon is going to be the foul. It's going to be the cage of every unclean spirit,
Right.
every unhateful bird. Every hateful bird.
Right.
Right. That's synonymous with Isaiah the 34th chapter, Isaiah 13, which goes into the destruction of Babylon.
Exactly.
So when the destruction comes up, come out of her, my people, so that you are not partaker of her plagues. What's the plague?
But there
Okay,
are
stop.
scriptures-
What, so hold on. Go slow with me. Go slow.
Right.
So you saying about the plagues, right? It said it's the habitation of all the plagues over here, right?
No. I just said it says that you are not partaker of her plague.
Yes, that mean all the sins and all the evil stuff we're doing, we over here with them. Yes or no?
Listen, the plagues, right? It says that you are not partaker of her plagues. When you read in Zechariah the 14th chapter, it tells you that the people's tongue is going to burn out their mouth, the eyes shall melt out their sockets. This is the plague that shall happen unto them. The plague are the missiles.
Man, listen to me. Listen to me. I've heard that. I'm talking about it says come out. It says come out.
So how are we going to escape? We just
How are we gonna escape? We don't have planes, we don't have boats, we don't
We're
have.
going to be caught up
we
in
can't-
Exactly.
We're
Oh,
going to be
my
caught up in
Where's the-
the
where in that
Well, when are you
scripture?
leaving?
Listen to me, bro.
When are
Listen
you
to
gonna
me,
leave, bro?
Listen to me.
Why are you still here then?
Can I answer the question? You asked me a question. Can I answer the
Man,
question?
there's too many questions.
But I'm,
We gotta get to the
I can't ask no questions, so you don't want to beat me. Y'all want to leave me home.
Look, the scripture.
I asked you a simple question, but y'all not answering the question.
We
I'm
are
saying,
answering the question.
I'm saying that it says right there clearly. It says, "Come out of her, my people."
I got
And
a
then
question.
hold on, and then y'all talking about being called up. It says, "Come out," not call up. Out and up is two different things.
Isaiah 52,
I'm crazy.
real quick.
Am I lying?
Isaiah 52
Am
and
I
11. Depart ye, go ye out from thence. Touch no unclean thing. Now the departing is spiritual as well, repenting and turning from the ways of Babylon.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's what this is talking about. Does that mean leave? It says, depart ye, go ye out from thence, touch no unclean thing, go ye out of the midst of her, be ye,
Yeah, that mean
be ye clean that bear the vessels of the Lord.
Yeah.
For ye shall not go out with haste, nor by flight. For the Lord will go before you, and the God of Israel will be your rewarder. Right.
What scripture?
Right,
that?
so our
Tell me-
thing
tell me-
ain't
tell me what
Isaiah the
scripture
52nd chapter. Our thing ain't delivering ourselves up out of here. Now, if you're not in this truth, you may be wise to get the hell out of America.
Exactly.
Right? But the scriptures say we will go to Babylon and there we will be delivered. That's in the book of Micah, the 4th chapter. We will come over here. The great deliverance, as we just read, will be in the land of the north. Jeremiah, the 16th chapter. I mean, let's get it again. Real quick. Let's get it.
So, hey, hey.
He said the Lord.
Hey,
Hey, let me. I have a question.
Right, real quick.
Okay.
Real quick. Go ahead.
My question.
Real quick.
Jeremiah chapter 16, verse 14. Therefore, behold, the days come, saith Yahweh, that it shall no more be said, Yahweh liveth, that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt.
Right.
But Yahweh liveth, that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north.
Now, how would they be delivered out of the land of the north if they all left? They're going to be there. They're going to be there. Now, you may have some people who flee, but you can flee and be a demon, and you flee to Europe or wherever you go and be destroyed still.
True.
And if you have
So-
if
so-
you have,
so
if you
just
have
to answer-
understanding, those chariots was there when they first left Egypt, and that's what guided them into the wilderness.
So y'all basically telling me, or y'all saying that the word is saying when it says come out, it doesn't
It's
mean literally come out.
It's twofold. We're going to be brought up out of here, all right? And spiritually taking your spirit out of Babylon, touching no unclean thing, repenting, putting down the ways of evil, right? That's how you flee. Like it says in 1 Corinthians, the 6th chapter, flee fornication.
Yeah.
How do you mean you run? Run? You see?
Yeah, I done had to put on some track shoes. Yeah, I done ran.
Right, but spiritually you did run.
I ran spiritually and physically.
I got a precept. This is 1 Thessalonians, the 4th chapter. I'm going to start at verse 14 and read down quickly. It says, for if we believe that Yahushua died and rose again, even so, them also which sleep in Yahushua will the Most High bring with him. Right? For this we say unto you by the word of the Lord, that we which are alive and remain unto the coming of the Lord shall not prevent them which are asleep, people who died in the faith. For the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the archangel, and with the trump of the Most High, and the dead in Hamashiach shall rise first, meaning they're going to come into those spiritual bodies. Then we, which are alive and remain, shall be caught up together with them in the clouds, to meet the Lord in the air, and so shall we ever be with the Lord.
Now, Kemet will say that sounds bugged out, but then they believe in a God that busts the whole creation into existence.
Yeah.
Go ahead. So I had to throw that out there for y'all mocking. I know y'all talking shit on the comments, but go ahead.
No, but that was the point on that.
Right,
We're going to be caught together with the Lord in the air in that time, and we're going to be delivered out of Babylon.
Because how are we going to get out of this situation?
Right.
Literally, for people who scoff against this doctrine, how are we going to get out of this situation? Coming together and getting the bank? Who face going to be on the money? Polite?
Oh, yeah.
No. Well, how are we going to get out of the situation? You got to be honest about what's happening around you now. As the elder was going into, right now, there's going to come a point where they're going to ration your food unto you.
That's right.
They're going to look. What's happening around you is prophetic. The scriptures talks about everything that's happening right now. John the Revelator saw this very thing that's happening on the planet Earth, all of this technology, what they're getting ready to issue forth in the scriptures, and we're out here to tell you.
Right.
Now, if you don't believe it, you would have to give an understanding according to what you believe to explain everything that's happening around you. It got to be, because it needs to be understood. It needs to be told. Because this devil is for to go in.
Yeah,
Go
these
ahead.
so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are in a bad spot here.
Yep.
And they're planning on, if you notice.
So the white people not in a bad spot.
when
The Mexicans not in a bad
Well,
spot.
when you just
The Japanese not in a bad spot.
Yeah.
So quit saying, we need to quit saying it's just
But we're
the
talking
blacks
to
and
our
Mexicans.
people. You go.
Who is our people?
Hold on. When you
Who
go
is
teach
our
your
people?
doctrine, you
our
teach all
people
of
is
that.
everybody who believes in the Creator. Yes or no? That's a lie.
Revelation
We're here for the
13 and
Israelites,
11.
bro.
Go ahead, Chad. And I
The
beheld
Jesus-
another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like the lamb,
How?
and he spake as a dragon. Right. Another
How?
beast coming out of the earth, and he had two horns, and that two horns, and we see it in that semblance of the power within their political parties.
Right. Because
right.
this is nothing but a revival of the ancient Roman Empire.
Right.
That's all America is. It's a revival of the ancient Greco-Roman system, and that's what you see happening all around you. They're trying to establish that, and that's what that's talking about.
Yeah, like the plebeians, the patricians.
Right.
You know, you had different classes, and out of those different classes, you created parties that you could use to manipulate the people.
Right.
Right? Go ahead, Chad.
And he exercised all the power of the first beast before him.
That first Roman entity, right? The height was called Pax Romana.
Western Roman Empire.
Pax Romana means Roman peace. That's what that once they came and conquered and they spread and they took down the barbarian hordes, they created the common markets that fed into the beast system. It was an extremely powerful empire from the time of Augustus going into Tiberius, so on and so forth. Okay, go ahead, and that's why it's romanticized. All right, go ahead.
And caused the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed.
Now, how they did it was through the teaching of the Renaissance period.
Right.
When during the time of the Renaissance period, these classical teachings were established, and now those same classical teachings are forced down your throat in the West.
Right.
Okay, go ahead, Channel.
And it says, and he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth.
Yeah. So when you had NATO come together, what did they start doing? They started to really move forward with putting everybody underneath this American Edomite hegemonic power state. And so if you didn't comply with the industries that they wanted to control, NATO would come and tear you up. And they would put sanctions on you, set up political coups. That's what happened all across the world. And now it's a major threat. Hold. Go ahead.
And deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword and did live.
You got a precept? Go ahead.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 14. I'm starting at verse 5 and 6. Yahweh hath broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. He who smote the people in wrath was continued to stroke. He that ruled the nations in anger and persecuted them unhindered.
We talk about how Esau's blessing was the sword, his military prowess. And that's how he was able to basically suck down all the different powers of the earth. You can read about that. We might get it later in Habakkuk the 2nd chapter.
Right.
Okay?
when you were talking about the image of the beast, the image of the beast ain't no picture of white Jesus. The image of the beast goes into the power structure of this earth, how ultimately Rome lives through America. What is an image? Something you see. What you see happening, you have a Senate, okay? You have the Colosseums, okay?
Gladiatorial events,
Right.
sports.
The democracy, all of these things go back to the Greco-Roman system. That's how the image of the beast is speaking and living today. It's not just merely through a picture of white Jesus, as you have particular camps teach.
Also understood it's kind of like the wine of the wrath of fornication. Right. All of these things are leading into people worship this place, man.
Right.
They worship this place. It's an emblem, an ideal in people's mind of freedom, riches, opportunity, prosperity, liberty, you know.
Within a year and a half, they've been able to make a new God in the form of this thing. What's up?
All right, I'm checking out your sign right here.
Which one?
And the one right there, you got the mark of the beast.
We trying to get our page taken down.
RFID. The RFID. So I'm asking you, would it be fair to say that the RFID chip would be in the jab? And if so,
In
how?
the jab,
In the jab.
I don't know if it's going to be in the jab, like specifically, like you get the jab and now you have a mark of the beast.
Right.
I don't know.
You don't think they got the mark of the
I
beast?
don't.
to get us there.
I think the systems. What we tell people mainly is think about the levels of control that they put around the jab. Now you can't go here, you can't do this, and the restrictions that come along with it. These are some of the things described about in Revelation 13.
It's a
chapter
test
that we
run.
talked about. It's getting people
Right, and it's really getting you into a
Yeah, it's a
system.
test,
Right?
yeah.
It's getting you to a system. You know, in order for me to work, in order for me to buy, in order for me to sell mentally, I got to do something. I got to take something.
Yeah.
Now it could. There are talks.
Wait, Esau do that?
Right.
Hell
There
yeah.
are talks of the D, the N, and the A.
Should the,
Manipulate.
should the Israelites be taking the jab?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely.
Stay away from it.
Absolutely.
Don't
not.
you
Hell
touch
no.
that.
And another way to look at your question, right? It'll have to be some point where they will say, oh, well, by the way, with this, you can buy or sell with it.
Right. But this is the thing.
You know what I'm saying?
First they started out with 1. Now it's 2.
Right.
Then it's boosted. At what point are you going to tell, like you got this dude Tazarian, at what point are you going to say, hey,
Do,
you going to allow Israelites to just get themselves into this system? Or, I mean, pretty much it's going to be every week.
But you
do everybody have kids here? Do everybody have kids? Did all our kids get shots and stuff when they was
Mine did.
born? None?
Well, we were talking
None?
about like the 80s and the 70s.
But this is the thing. Now we have the knowledge.
Uh-huh.
Now we have the understanding, man.
That's why we have to be born again, man. A lot of things that we get in ignorance, we have to be forgiven for, man.
Right.
You know? And now that we understand these scriptures and what this man is doing, you go and take that jab, you basically
Well, I got another question.
bowing down. You bowing down,
I
man.
can't leave without asking this question, man. I've been battling the Hebrews, man. Now I know that.
Right,
I've been battling these Hebrews. I've been teaching.
We know you're a secret disciple,
Now,
man.
I want to know about
When you
the
gonna grow
rape
your beard
in the
out, you get a
Bible.
garment.
I want to know about the rape in the Bible.
Let's get
Is
into
there
it.
rape? Is there rape
Hold
in the
on.
Bible?
We're going to break that down.
No,
Deuteronomy-
That's not a good
Right.
question. That's not a good question.
No, listen.
It is rape in the
Listen.
Bible. It's everything in the Bible.
Right,
Go ahead.
rape is
There
in the
you go.
Bible, but the whole...
See, that's what I'm saying.
But no,
Let's
the question,
teach
the better
truth,
question,
man.
no, but the better question,
Brother.
does the Creator
Brother, you
condone
need to go teach.
rape? Does my line? No, the better question is, do the Creator condone rape? The answer is no.
New York Hebrews say ain't no rape in the Bible.
Rape
That's
is
the
in the
lie.
Bible. Somebody get Isaiah 13. Rape is in the
It's
Bible.
in the Bible.
Go ahead.
But,
Y'all hear
but,
that?
but let's go to
Man, we gotta
Deuteronomy
grow
26.
up. A lot of these guys, you need to just grow the hell
Creator
up,
don't
man.
agree with that.
Right.
You too damn
Right.
big with these Oakleys on.
Okay.
Grow the hell up, man.
Right. Let's
All
get
this
it.
stuff is in the Bible.
Let's get the
man.
law. Because basically the bottom line is, what we teach is that the law on rape is a law on how you handle it if it happens.
All right.
Now, does rape happen?
Yes.
So the Bible gives you 3 outlines of how to handle the if rape happened. Now it happened, you may be mad. Okay, how do we handle it? We got to take our emotions out of the situation. How is rape handled?
In biblical terms,
Right.
How is it managed?
How is it managed? Now that's what we're going to go into. Somebody get
How's it managed?
step up.
Deuteronomy chapter, I'm just going to
No, you look like zero.
Deuteronomy chapter 22, verse 28. If a man find a damsel that is if a man find a damsel that is a virgin,
Right.
which is not betrothed,
If a man finds a damsel that is a virgin that is not betrothed, she's a virgin, If she's not betrothed, betrothed means engaged. Engaged. Right. Go ahead.
and lay hold on her,
Right.
and lie with her,
Uh-huh.
and they be found,
Uh-huh.
then the man that lay with her shall give unto the damsel's
No,
father.
no, brother. We gotta get all
Yeah,
three.
go up,
Let's go up. Let's get every. We're gonna go through the whole
I got
thing.
you. I got you. This is Deuteronomy 22. I just started verse 22.
Right.
If a man be found lying with a woman married to a husband,
Right.
then they shall both of them die.
Right. Why? Because she's married. If a man be found lying with a woman who is married, okay, both of them shall die because she already had a husband. In our customs, if a woman was only supposed to deal with one man. Go ahead.
It says, both that man that lie with the woman and the woman,
Right.
so shalt thou put away evil from Israel.
Right.
If a damsel that is a virgin be betrothed unto a husband,
Uh-huh.
and a man find her in the city and lie with her,
Uh-huh.
then ye shall bring them both out into the gate of the city, and ye shall stone them with stones that they die.
Right. She's married. They lay together. Both of them are going to be destroyed in this situation. Go ahead.
It says the damsel, because she cried not,
The damsel is supposed to cry out, I have a husband. I'm already, but what did the damsel do? She was like, hey, I'm with it. I'm with it. T, come on, T, come in. Go ahead.
right? It says,
Real, yeah. Go
it
ahead.
says the damsel, because she cried not, because because in the city,
Right.
and the man,
Just like you Israelites supposed to be crying out what this man trying to do to you. Go ahead.
right. It says because he hath humbled his neighbor's wife, so shalt thou put away evil from among you.
Right.
But if a man find a betrothed damsel in the field,
Betrothed. Remember, this one is betrothed, meaning she's already set up and promised to another man.
The word betrothal goes back,
Right.
brother put it on the comment board, goes back to being sold or bought.
Right.
She's a possession.
Right.
Someone.
She
She's
belongs.
claimed.
Right, right.
You know?
But
Hold up.
go ahead.
it says here, but if a man find a betrothed damsel in the field, and the man force her and lie with her, then the man only that lay with her shall die.
Then only the man dies. Why? Keep going.
I want to read it.
Keep going.
Verse 26. But unto the damsel thou shalt do nothing.
Right.
There is in the damsel no sin worthy of death.
Why?
For as when a man riseth up against his neighbor and slayeth him, even so is this matter.
Uh-huh.
It says, for he found her in the field, and the betrothed damsel cried, and
She cried, so therefore only he dies. She cried out, I have a husband. She did the right thing, but he overtook her. Only he gets stoned. You want to read it?
yeah, I want to read it. Now this is in the New Living
Right.
Translation.
Right.
Deuteronomy 22 and 25.
And bride kidnapping goes on all over in Africa, all over. Look up, you weak people out there, look up bride kidnapping in the history of it. And it's still happening in Africa. How about that? Go ahead.
It says, but if the man meets the engaged woman out in the country, and he rapes her,
Now, this is the thing. This is not the primary way to get a wife. The primary way to get a wife is that the father went and got, the father and the mother would go and get their son or their daughter. You know, you would link. It was arranged marriages.
yeah.
But
you're dealing with lands, businesses, the
Right.
merger of two
right,
houses.
because that's what a marriage is. It's a merger of houses.
I met Kiki at the club,
Right.
and we liked each other for 6 months. We got an apartment.
We're gonna do our
You wanna
thing.
Get married?
No.
No, our mindset of relationships is so thrown off in
Right,
this world.
right,
No legacy mindset.
right, right. So this is just one way. This wasn't like Hebrew men every day. You just jump out of a tree and you chasing a chick down the street. You know?
Yeah.
No, this is just rape if it happened.
I said, but check this out. It's a rape law in today's society.
Right.
What? You get a certain amount of jail time.
Right.
You get out. You got to do a sex offender
Right.
thing.
Right.
That's what, and that's to deter you from doing that.
Right.
It's a law.
Right.
The laws are put in place to handle things.
And to establish order.
Period. Point blank. So if you know that if you just take it and you gotta pay her father, you gotta keep her forever.
Right.
And if all you wanted was a piece of tail, you wouldn't have went that route.
Right.
You'd have
You
went and
wouldn't
paid. Did you see?
Right, because basically it teaches order, and we're going to get it. You break, you buy. You're not going to just be able to lay with my
Right.
daughter like that.
Right.
No, you're going to have to be a husband now. And that's what it's all about. Keep going, though. Whatever you got.
I got you. Verse 25 again, Deuteronomy 22.
Are you reading NLT?
Yes, I'm reading it. It says, but if the man meets the engaged woman out of the country and he rapes her, then only the man must die. Do nothing to the young woman. She has committed no crime worthy of death.
Right,
She is as innocent as a murder victim.
right.
Since the man raped her out in the country, it must be assumed that she screamed, but there was no one there to rescue her.
Right, so she cried out. Now keep going. So you see that we went through the two instances, and the woman was betrothed. She was already promised. She was betrothed to Mary. Now keep going.
Verse 28, if a man find a damsel that is a virgin, which is not betrothed,
Which is not betrothed,
and lay hold on her,
and lay hold on her,
and lie with her,
and lie with her.
and they be found, then the man that lay with her shall give unto the damsel's father 50 shekels of silver.
Now what do you get from that?
About if he raped her, then he got to pay for it.
Read that again.
God. Deuteronomy 22, verse
I want this
28.
brother to break it down.
If a man find a damsel that is a virgin,
Because more women understand this than men. Go ahead. Go ahead.
it says, which is not a virgin,
Start
which is,
over.
excuse me, Deuteronomy 22 and 28. If a man find a damsel that is a virgin, which is not betrothed, and lay hold on her, and lie with her, and they be found, then the man that lay with her shall give unto the damsel's father 50 shekels of silver, and she shall be his wife.
Now break that down.
Well, I mean, basically, it's just saying if he take it, he got to pay for it, and then he got to pay wages to the daddy.
Yeah, you break your body.
And
Yeah, just what you just said.
and he can't put that woman away.
Right. So why is it so hard for Cesaro? What? I don't understand. What's the big deal? We're not
Judges
saying that.
chapter 20:21.
Right.
Read it.
What's
Read it.
that?
Go to Judges chapter 20:21.
Right.
That's rape. Right. All right. There
Hold
you
on,
go.
but
There you
but
go.
it's-
Now look.
See,
Now
see,
look.
Hold on, read that.
This is the thing.
Let me
This is
tell
the
you.
thing. This is the thing.
Come on, Captain.
Rape.
Captain is watching right now.
Rape
Captain
is
in the
not the
building.
primary way to get a wife.
Right.
That
We
was
know
a
that.
situation
Yeah.
where it was like, damn, the sons of Benjamin were low.
And
Look,
then
we
don't
need to-
forget
we need to
Lot's
bring this
daughters
tribe
raped
back.
Lot.
Huh?
Lot's daughters raped Lot, didn't they?
No.
I mean,
Lot daughters did.
Oh, you can go about it.
But it's not.
But this is the thing.
That's not
The law on
justified
rape is
though.
merely a law on how to handle it
Right.
if it happens. And if she's not betrothed, promised to another man, if she's not married, then what?
2021.
You got to pay the father a dowry. Now, if you are a man just looking for a piece of coochie, la la, you will be like, I'm not. If you knew that law stood, if you knew that was the standard in the earth, you would most likely you would be like, nah,
I don't need all that.
I don't need that.
I can afford all that.
I can't, I'm not gonna do that. That's all it is. That's it. Right, and 50 shekels is a lot of money. Right, so you break, you buy. That's basically all it is. It's not. Hey,
Judges
it's
20:21.
really and it's like these dudes are infatuated with it to where it's brought up every week, but it's that simple.
Watch this. I'm
Right.
telling him now. I don't know what y'all might say about
Right.
it, but in Judges 20 and 21, the whole chapter,
Yeah, I got it.
Right.
It is permitted.
What happened?
Permission by hold on,
Right. I
by
know.
the Most High.
Right.
They was
Right.
they was
Right.
having a
And
conversation
this
with the
law
Most High.
justified it.
Thank
Right.
you, man.
This law justified
Thank you,
it.
man.
Right.
Yes.
But why did that happen? Like Nate said, it was an emergency.
Yes.
Why did it happen?
Go ahead.
Because the sons of Benjamin were low. And we needed to bring back that tribe. So let's get it.
Yeah.
Judges. It's that
That's
simple.
one thing I want to.
Judges what?
You have to understand that maintaining land rights within the tribes was critical.
Right.
And when the nation is not represented as far as land rights, things could totally be thrown off. It would cause dysfunction amongst the nation as a whole. Right. So it was needful. We like, hey man, we gotta get these men married up. We need some sons of Benjamin.
Right.
Okay. So here in Judges, the 21st chapter, it's
And there's worse things in the Bible.
way worse.
Way worse.
I mean, I don't know why. What are you men so creamy and queasy
Yeah.
about this whole? We're not teaching that men every day just went around raping,
Right.
but there were instances where it happened.
They
Just
went
as
in
it
there,
happens
they
today.
killed the men, they killed the women, and they
Happens.
went and they did what?
That's happened.
They
Right.
took the booty.
Right. All nations did that.
That's what I'm saying.
All nations did that. That ain't just happened
There you go.
especially
With these.
in the Bible. Especially if you talk about Africa. Go ahead.
Judges 21:15, and the people repented them for Benjamin, because that the Lord had made a breach in the tribes of Israel. Right. Then the elders of the congregation said, how shall we do for wives for them that remain, seeing the women are destroyed out of Benjamin?
Now, who is he asking that question to?
Israelite.
He's having it.
Right. The men of the Lord at that time.
Thank you. That's
Go
what I'm
ahead.
talking about.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Right, so they're having it. They're
having counsel.
The elders are coming together, the men, right? So it says, and they said there must be an inheritance for them that be escaped of Benjamin,
Right.
that a tribe be not destroyed out of Israel.
Right. That was the we got to take all of
the
these.
sake of the
See,
nation.
people just hear sex and they lose all the. Oh my God.
Right.
There's more to it, man. Go ahead.
Howbeit, we may not give them wives of our daughters, For the children of Israel have sworn, saying, Cursed be he that giveth a wife to Benjamin. All right. Then they said, Behold, there is a feast of the Lord in Shiloh yearly in the place which is on the north side of Bethel, on the east side of the highway that goeth up from Bethel to Shechem, and on the south of Lebanon. Therefore they commanded the children of Benjamin, saying, Go and lie in wait in the vineyards, and see and behold, if the daughters of Shiloh come out to dance in dances, then come ye out of the vineyards and catch you every man his wife of the daughters of Shiloh.
That's not rape.
That is rape.
That is rape, brother.
Catch, listen. Catch the
So
mean
what, they fell out of a tree, bro?
No, listen, hold on, bro. Listen, please go slow. Because he's saying, from what I'm saying, he's saying.
Listen, let's keep going.
But go slow. Why you want to go past it if people don't get the whole understanding? Just let me get it.
Let's get the word catch. We're going to get it in Hebrew.
People out here, man. Come on now, don't be
And did he say he'll go get one of
That-
them?
that-
If
that-
not,
so-
did he
so-
say he'll
so
go
we
get
gonna
one of
feed
them?
you need to
Did he
try.
say he go get one? I'm the one that's gone.
Watch this.
What's the problem with telling me that?
Brother, watch this.
I don't get
Hold
that.
on for a minute. If I come into your house, kill you, kill your wife, and then take the little babies that's there, the girls that's there, and have my way with them, clean them up, shave their head, and then go inside of them when they stop mourning.
Which happens all over the
Is
world.
that rape, brother?
That's
Is
not
that
what,
rape?
That's not what it says.
Oh, man.
He
Hold
said,
on, wait, hold on.
listen,
Hold on,
he
we
said,
can't-
tell
hold
the
on.
daughters to go out and dance, right?
You can't act like the Bible is the only two. You can't act
I
like
agree
the
with
Bible
you.
is the
No,
only
you're
two.
right. You're right.
No, that's not.
Taking the
He
spoils
said
and
go out
booties
and
of
dance. He
another
told the
nation.
girls to go out and
But
dance.
let's
It's like
keep-
you sitting all the
let's
girls
keep reading
outside
that.
and we go out and catch them. We go out and holler at them.
We got the word catch.
Listen,
We got the
Go
word
ahead,
catch.
Now the word catch in the Hebrew, and I'm asking you a question after the
We're
word.
going to prove to you that
But we
it was.
disagree about what Hebrew is. Y'all haven't even talked about Hebrew is and who speak Hebrew. So when you saying, oh, this word means this in Hebrew,
The word
But
catch.
you read the Bible. Go ahead.
The word
I
catch.
have.
It was translated to English from Hebrew and English.
I heard you, but I'm just saying.
The word catch is kata, right? It says to catch, to seize, right? Now let me ask you this. I'm gonna ask you a question.
Somebody
When
look
a
up
cop-
Brian kidnapping too real quick. Go ahead.
When a police officer arrests somebody and they hem them up on the wall and they slap the cuffs on the ground, are they being raped?
It's not right.
Because really, rape just means to see.
It means to seize.
I'm just going by what we read.
Rape don't have nothing to do with sex, bro. They're being raped. According to the word, they're being seized. They're being
Seized.
They're being detained.
Right.
When
So-
a woman is detained,
She's being
being
forcibly taken. The sons of Benjamin came out the vineyards while they were dancing.
Yeah.
And was forcibly taking some wives.
You don't hear nothing about forcibly.
let's
You're
keep reading.
adding. You don't.
Let's
I don't
keep
hear. I
reading.
don't see nothing about forcibly.
All right.
Right, but I don't see that here.
Judges.
Well, maybe they wouldn't holler at him. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, but you just assume rape.
They're all the game in the world.
I don't see that.
Judges
That's all
21
I'm
and
saying.
21. And see, and
Bro,
behold-
if you go to a club and it works, the
finna go
girl
kiss me
making
some girl.
eye contact with you,
That don't mean rape.
and you be like, look, you coming with me. You seized her. You coming with me, and she's, I'm coming with you. You seized that woman.
Right.
That's not
See,
rape.
see, when y'all think rape, y'all thinking of
Yeah,
man
go ahead. Yeah, you're right.
coming off
Yeah,
the
you're
top,
right.
bro.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. That's exactly what I'm saying. You're right.
What we talking about?
Okay, yeah, you're right.
That's not what we're talking about.
Okay, I can take it. Go ahead.
It's just like gay
That's what.
habits.
That's why I'm
And I
out.
think that's what
Okay.
we need to take a step back.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Go
We
slow.
need to take a step back and understand when we say the word rape, we're meaning you're seizing and you're controlling someone.
Right.
You're taking advantage of your authority in a situation and you're controlling it. You're seizing it. You know?
Hebrews
And we-
86:10.
Pimping rape.
We'll get
Hebrews 86:10.
Pimping rape.
It's called Topics.
Pimping is no contact.
Go to Topics, Hebrews 86:10,
Right.
and it talks about force.
right.
And
On what-
bold letters.
what you
And
say?
it talks about by
The word
force.
On what?
force.
What you say? Go to.
Hebrews
Go ahead.
86:10.
We're gonna keep reading.
Judges 21
In the blue letter, though. That's in the blue letter.
Okay.
And it talks by force.
Got it from our videos. We know.
Said 8-6.
Yeah.
Judges 21:21. And see and behold, if the daughters of Shiloh come out to dance and dance, then come ye out of the vineyard and catch you everyone his wife of the daughters of Shiloh.
You
And
coming with me? It ain't that he coming off, hitting her in the back of the head with a
Right,
with a
right.
heat, with a horn. What,
Beat up with a
Yeah,
baseball
yeah,
bat and
yeah.
drag off.
Yeah.
the ram's horn.
Yeah.
Pow! Nah, that ain't what we talking about.
Okay.
That's the white man's form of race.
I can
Well,
roll
we
with
ain't
that.
talking about that.
Yeah.
But how he's trying to frame the question is like we are
Of course,
doing
because
that.
he's son at her.
Right.
You
That's
gotta
what I'm
get
saying,
the- you know,
yeah.
They've been talking about the rape
We
thing for
live
so
right
long.
now, too,
I know.
so
They've been
people
talking
see
about that for
Yeah.
so long. It's like, no.
Right. I don't
It's
see
really
rape.
simple.
I don't
But
see
we
what we call rape
Right,
in that scripture.
Right. You ain't beating a woman up. You ain't kicking her in the face. You
Right.
ain't knocking her teeth out. Who would want to lay with a woman who
Come on
bleeds?
now.
Muslim,
Yeah.
Muslim, Muhammad.
Hey, that's his bad.
That's his goddamn problem. Go ahead.
And go to the land of Benjamin. It says, and it shall be when their fathers or their brethren come unto us to complain.
Because they're going to be mad. Like, wait a minute. Hold up. Now, you got to understand the mindset of men in the ancient world, too.
Right.
Because they always wanted to get their daughters married off early. So you may be mad, and they got a site called Women of the Ancient World. And it goes into the whole history. This is a different, that's another thing. You can't take the Western hemisphere mindset and
Right.
read the Bible and think you're going to get an understanding of it.
So what the
way
mindset
you
is from
were-
who?
The East.
Who?
The
Black,
East.
black who?
The East ain't no black. The
It
East.
is black.
The East. There was a whole nother way of life, a
Eastern
whole nother mindset of men and women and children back then.
Yeah.
It's a whole different.
And it still is over
Can you
there.
help me to understand Jeremiah 13, 22, 26?
The brother wants to say
If I
something.
can say this real quickly,
Yeah.
when we have a lens of somebody, of people who have been oppressed. So when it comes to building some nations, things, and nationalities, we squirm at certain things that people do in order to build civilization. What we're talking about is nothing profound or crazy. It happens throughout civilizations. When you're conquering people, things like this happen. The Egyptians did it. You know what I'm saying? We talk about the old kingdom, new kingdom, the middle kingdom, and the old kingdom, things of that nature. Well, what were they doing? They were conquering.
Everybody who conquered.
This is a part of conquering.
That's it. That's it.
I got something for you.
So the focal point is the family of Benjamin needs an inheritance of this whole story. Y'all thinking more rape. Hoochie
Yeah.
coochie la la la.
Help me
She gonna be
understand
hurt.
Jeremiah 13,
Right.
22 to 26.
You gonna finish this?
Yeah. I mean, there's some more. Now read that real quick.
This is bride kidnapping.
This is bride kidnapping. Read it.
Bride kidnapping also.
Because
known
you people
as-
say, ugh, the Bible, but in Africa. They doing it now in Africa. The whole term swept her off her feet goes back to an ancient custom where you would see a woman, you would sweep her off her feet, and you would go away for a honeymoon, a whole moon cycle, and that would be your woman. You would come back, that's your wife. But we're in the West, you think you gotta, go ahead.
Bride kidnapping, also known as marriage by abduction or marriage by capture,
Right.
Seize.
Right?
Take.
Right?
is a practice in which a man abducts a woman he wishes to marry.
Uh-huh.
Bride kidnapping, hence portmanteau kidnapping, has been practiced around the world throughout prehistory and history among peoples as diverse as Hmong in South Asia, and Tazela in Mexico, and Romani in Europe. Bride kidnapping still occurs in various parts of the world, but is most common in the Caucasus and Central Asia.
Right? Right? It's still happening. And as you read the whole article, it's happening in all places. Even the Liberian marriage that you mocked, that happens in Africa. The marriage where if your brother who has a land dies, you raise up seed to it. Now you mock that. That happens in Nigeria and different parts of Africa right now. Now you're thinking, damn, sex. But the purpose is you raise up a seed because your brother didn't have a son. You raise up a seed so that land can now what? Be passed down through a lineage, a legacy. That's all about.
When he read that, is that the
Jeremiah
same thing?
13.
Yep.
Hey, are you saying that's the same thing the Israelites are doing in the Bible when you read bride kidnapping?
It's similar. It's the same thing. Yeah. That's an ancient custom. We're reading about, this is an ancient book. These are ancient ways. These things don't happen here in America, but I tell you this, if those laws that we read in the Bible were implemented in this earth, it would be better off.
Way better.
Society would be better off. And that's what we're going to implement. See, the kingdom of heaven is going to be the throne of David
You said it'll
established
be
on
better?
earth. Yes, the law, statutes, and commandments.
So why didn't the Messiah do that? Like when people got caught up with adultery, he didn't say go kill somebody.
Right, because Rome was ruling in. We're talking about when we're going to rule. The fourth beast had to rule, and in the latter part of it had to rule.
When we
but
rule,
when we get a kingdom, what's gonna
when
be
we
the
rule,
standard of the earth?
When we rule, is sin still gonna be on earth?
Yes, because the heathen
Yeah.
are gonna be on the earth, and we're gonna teach them. That's the kingdom of heaven. The
Israelites
laws are gonna be the standard. Just like here, you gotta stop at a stop sign. In our kingdom, you're not gonna be able to eat pork. The law, statutes, and commandments will be the standard of the earth, and we are going to be the light to teach the heathen the ways of righteousness
Yeah.
as we were set up to in the first place.
Right.
That's the kingdom of heaven.
Right.
See, people think that now there is captivity for the heathen, but the bottom line is
heaven?
at the end of the day, yes.
It's nowhere in the Bible says there's going to be slaves. You
Isaiah
saying all-
14.
Just show me.
Real quick. Isaiah, hold on.
You think I don't know the scripture?
Hold
Y'all
on.
saying, oh,
Hold
like
on,
I don't
hold
know
on,
the
hold on,
scripture.
hold on.
I know exactly what you're going to
Hold
go
on,
to.
we gon-
And I'm saying it's going to say nowhere in there it's
All
going
right,
to say
all right.
there's slaves in heaven.
Right. It's going to be a kingdom. The throne of David is going to be established
Saying the day of the
with
Lord,
no
right?
slaves.
Go ahead.
The throne of David is going to be established with no slave.
Say it again.
The throne of David is going to be
I'm
established
talking
with no
about heaven. I
slaves.
said
Heaven is the throne of David.
show me where.
Man, brother, you gotta.
Why I can't ask a question? I don't get it. You tripping? How am I tripping? I said there's going to be no slaves in heaven.
We're gonna deal with
Show
that.
me slaves in
We're
heaven.
gonna deal with that. Well, Sonetta, the great Sonetta had a
Is
question.
it slaves in heaven?
What's your question?
Somebody show me
Jeremiah
slaves in heaven.
13, 22 to 6,
Right,
26.
get that.
Let's see that. Jeremiah
I'm gonna
13.
start up a little bit actually.
Y'all said y'all gonna say.
We got a lighter?
Let's start at
It's one of my favorite.
verse 20. No, I'm sorry, verse 20.
Jeremiah 13.
I'll start at verse 20. Jeremiah chapter 13,
Verse
verse
22.
20.
All right, 20,
Verse 20.
26.
It says, lift up your eyes and behold them that come from the north. Start at 19. The cities of the south shall be shut up, and none shall open them. Judah shall be carried away captive. All of it shall be wholly carried away captive. Lift up your eyes and behold them that come from the north. Where is the flock that was given thee, thy beautiful flock? What wilt thou say when he shall punish thee? For thou hast taught them to be captains, and as chief over thee. Shall not sorrows take thee as a woman in travail? And if thou say in thine heart, wherefore come these things upon me? For the greatness of thine iniquities are thy skirts discovered, and thy heels made bare.
Uh-oh.
Can the Ethiopian change his skin, or the leopard his spots? Then may ye also do good. Then may ye also do good that are accustomed to do evil.
Right.
Therefore will I scatter them as the stubble that passeth away by the wind of the wilderness.
What is that talking about?
Basically, Israel's sin, us going off.
So isn't that rape, isn't the Most High giving, condoning rape by disobedience?
I don't understand.
No.
No?
What you
No? Okay. That's why I said help me to understand.
Okay, ask me a question. I don't understand what you mean.
All right, no. Yeah, it's in the chat. So I was just saying it from the chat.
Okay.
Someone just asked me about that.
Yeah, they were saying Jeremiah 13, 22 to 26, that the Most High or something like that
It's
is
talking about the punishment
condoning
of the nation of
rape.
Israel.
Well,
It's not in
it's
this.
the thing.
It's not
Somebody
in
get
here.
Lamentations, the 5th chapter. They ravaged the daughters of Zion. Yeah, the Lord did allow the nations, because this is the thing. Rape is happening right now. You got our women getting ravaged and destroyed, our men, little boys, all sorts of stuff is happening right now.
Right, and if you remember when we were reading in Judges, it says when those men complain, because there's a traditionary kind of customary way that marriage was kind of done.
Right.
To have your daughter seized is kind of like, hey man, hold up, what's going on here?
Right.
How we gonna work this out?
Right.
You know, okay, so who are you? You know, like what's going on? So to have another nation come and
You
lie
got
with our
GMS in the
women,
building. GMS in the
to have
building, y'all.
another nation come and lie with our women is like the lowest of the low,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, even at the time of
the
Dinah, they was
chat,
like,
in the chat.
we can, what's up?
GMS in the chat.
Oh, that's what's up there.
Shalom.
Say what's up to your brothers, your elders, man.
Yeah.
Shalom.
Yeah.
Now,
You want to
Slaves in
Isaiah
heaven.
14 chapter.
Okay, Isaiah 14.
Because you think of slavery, you think of this. This system.
I'm thinking about everything that's in the Bible.
Whatever you want.
Isaiah chapter 14, verse 2. And the people shall take them
Revelation
and bring
2.
them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord
Of the land of the Lord.
for servants and handmaids.
If you're going to be a king Doesn't every king have servants?
Go slow.
Right.
Where's the land of the Lord?
The kingdom of heaven.
Where does it say that at?
The
And you
kingdom of
can't-
heaven, the throne of David. First of all, the throne of David is the kingdom. The throne of David, after Solomon's sin, the kingdom rent. But what was Solomon doing? For 40 years, he established the throne of David.
Yeah, it's going to be
I'm just-
maintained
come keep going.
chiefly out of Jerusalem
Right.
and the land of Israel.
Right.
That's where we're going to dominate from.
Right.
But the whole inheritance of the earth was promised to the nation of Israel.
Yeah.
Right. So
Right.
we're going to be headquartered in Jerusalem.
Yeah.
And we're going to have people serving. We're going to have employees. That's what the word employee means. A
Micah, the
servant
fourth
or a
chapter.
slave. They are going to.
Show, just put it together. Just hold on.
This
Just
scripture
put it
says
together for me.
on
Where you
earth.
saying? I'm gonna give it back to you. I'm just gonna be quick. Just show me where you saying the land of the Lord and heaven is the same thing.
Heaven is the throne of David being established, brother.
On earth.
On earth as it is in heaven. When you say on
Physical
earth
place.
as it is in heaven, don't you say that in your prayer?
Right. That's
Meaning the order of the heavens is going to come to the earth.
That was.
But that's y'all took that out of context though. You saying on earth as it is in heaven, right?
Hold up. Luke,
Yes, that's
Luke
the Lord's
first
prayer, right?
chapter, Luke the first chapter.
Yeah, hold
That's
on.
the Lord's prayer, right?
We'll get the prophecy.
We gotta get
the
the-
prophecy is going to explain
Luke the
it.
first
Go ahead.
chapter. Go ahead.
What verse?
This is the book
Luke
of
1
Luke.
and 30. Okay.
It's the book of St. Luke. This is Luke chapter 1. I'll start at verse 31. It says, and behold, thou shalt conceive in thy womb and bring forth a son, and shall call his name Yahushua. He shall be great, and shall be called the Son of the Highest. And the Lord God shall give unto him the throne of his father David, and he shall reign over the house of Jacob forever. And of his kingdom there shall be no end.
So the kingdom of heaven is the throne of David, which is a government. Somebody get Isaiah.
I know. Come on.
So our job is to
Government.
build heaven on earth.
Right,
here.
right.
Is that what you're saying?
Right.
Our job is
No.
Who is R?
You good?
He said R.
You good.
Oh, sorry, I thought
Because
it was about
You
heaven,
don't know what we're talking about.
heaven will be on earth.
I'm sorry, man.
But
I'm
it's a
pretty slow when
government.
it goes to scripture.
And it's under Yahushua, King David. The 144 is the governing body.
Is that the 1,000 years or after the 1,000 years?
No. The 1,000 years is the 144 ruling with Yahushua.
Go ahead.
Listen to this. This is Numbers chapter 24, and this is a prophecy. Chapter 24, verse 17. I shall see him, but not now. I shall behold him, but not nigh.
Daniel 2.
There shall come a star out of Jacob, and a scepter shall rise out of Israel, and shall smite the corners of Moab, and destroy all the children of Shem.
Right.
And Edom shall be a possession. Seir also shall be a possession for his enemies.
Right, this is a future prophecy of what the Lord is going to do. Go ahead.
And Israel shall do valiantly.
Right.
Out of Jacob shall come he that shall have dominion,
Right.
and shall destroy it.
Dominion. That once Babylon the Great falls, America, and what's next is the kingdom of heaven.
That's what Peter was asking about.
Right.
I'm going to read it to you real quick. Matthew 19 and 27. Then answered Peter and said unto him, behold, we have forsaken all and followed thee. What shall we have therefore? And Yahushua, who the world calls Jesus Christ, said unto them, verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, right? When the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye also shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. And everyone that have forsaken houses, or brethren, or sisters, or father, or mother, or wife, or children, or lands, for my name's sake, shall receive 100-fold,
Right.
and shall inherit everlasting life. That's going to be played out. See, this world was meant for us to enjoy as a paradise, but it became a living hell because of sin.
Right.
That is going to be corrected.
Right.
And we're going to be upgraded to perpetually produce righteousness on earth. And now it's going to be renewed as Eden before.
We're going to have the laws in our inward parts. The only nation on the planet Earth that will have the laws in their inward part will be the Israelites. But we're going to teach the nations righteousness.
Because when you think about heaven,
Which nation?
when you think about heaven,
So all nations can go?
when you think about
All nations?
The earth is here, brother.
Yeah.
The nations are going to be on the earth, yes.
So all nations, once they say I believe and they follow, they can come.
No.
No. They will never be We're
sorry, I don't
Israel's
know
going to be the
that.
They're
top
not going to get the
dominant race.
glory. They're not going to have that glory with the
Can we
Lord.
get Micah 4 real
That's
quick?
promised with, Micah 4 is perfect. I got
Micah
it.
4,
But
real quick.
I want to make a statement about heaven and understanding the concept of heaven or the celestial bodies. Heaven is in complete order, and that's why the sun and the moon and the stars is always used as a glorious body. Why? Because they never go out of order. The sun don't never go out of order. It does what it's ordained to do. The moon does what it's ordained to do. And we're supposed to have that type of heavenly order on earth. That's why when Moses went into the mount, he went and saw a representation of the tabernacle, a heavenly representation of the tabernacle that he was supposed to bring on earth. That's what the order of Melchizedek is coming to do underneath who the world calls Jesus Christ.
So then the Messiah say we're not gonna be like given in marriage in heaven, right?
That's right.
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 So if we're not gonna be,
You answering your question.
yeah. So yeah, go with me. So if we're not gonna be given to each other in marriage, right? That's physical. We all agree with that. That
Will
means
we have children in the kingdom?
I don't know.
Yes. The
Because
scripture say it
we
will.
just said it, you're going to get 100-fold. And that
They said that in heaven.
Yeah, in heaven is on earth.
No, think about it. See, he's speaking about the order of the spiritual realm. They're not doing that in the spiritual realm.
Right.
That's already arranged.
Right.
But when you talk about us on earth, we're going to be in a higher form on earth, but we're still going to be having babies. We're going to be eating. You're going to be drinking new wine.
Didn't the Lord say, I'm going to drink new wine with you?
You're going to be having a blast, man.
Now, how would he do that without, we're going to be in heavenly form. It's like, it's described in the scriptures, the new body, but we're going to be upgraded. Say the house of David shall be as God. But we're going to be on earth and rule on earth.
Right.
That's the kingdom of heaven. Micah the 4th chapter, real quick. Let's read this and then we got to.
made for the Israelites.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Right. Oh, go ahead.
So Micah 4:1, go ahead, it reads.
It's the kingdom. Go ahead.
But in the last days it shall come to pass that the mountain of the house of the Lord shall be established in the top of the mountains.
Right, and we got to get Daniel 2. Go ahead. The mountain of the Lord. The mountain is a government. In
So are we saying the last days in heaven is the same thing?
in the last, listen, brother.
I am listening. That's why I
In
asked
the
the
last
question.
day, in the latter times,
Yeah.
the Lord is eventually going to establish the kingdom. Yes.
But y'all trying to put together last days in heaven
So
is the
what is-
same thing.
It is. What are you talking
Are we
about?
not in the last days right now?
We've been in the last days since the Lord.
So is
said-
that heaven?
Hey, you gotta watch out.
Last days are gonna lead.
Don't do that though.
The Lord has not.
Lead to the kingdom
You
of heaven.
hitting the camera.
I'm just saying, and I said I apologize, but don't try to put your
the
elbow
Lord
up
ain't
on me
came
right
back
now.
yet.
You hitting the camera.
The Lord got to
And I
come
said
back.
I apologize, but
Bro.
don't put
It's
your
all
elbow
good. It's
up
all
on me
good.
like that.
No, we ain't
Bro.
here for that. We ain't here
Exactly,
for
that's
that.
what I'm
No, we
saying.
good.
Don't
We
go
good.
overboard like
No, we
that.
good. We good. We good. We good. We good. Let's
Man,
keep
what?
reading.
You smacking your lips like what?
Let's keep
Bro.
reading, brother. Chill. Chill. We ain't here for that.
Tell your man to chill.
Nah, chill.
I'm super
Yeah,
glad
go
you
ahead.
chill.
Michael
We ain't got
4:1
to
We
touch
good.
each
We
other.
good. We good. We good.
Micah 4:1 again from the top.
Everybody
Right,
do
read.
push-ups right now.
We ex-athletes. We ain't no thugs out here. We have
Exactly.
ex-athletes.
So keep your elbows down.
And ex-thugs.
Exactly. So keep your elbows down.
What happens, man? Like in a club, man. You
Nah,
bumping into
I
somebody,
ain't
man.
gonna
Get
do
over
nobody
it.
like that. Don't
Go
do me
ahead.
like that.
He got attitude.
I do too.
Go ahead.
But in the last days it shall come to pass that the mountain of the house of the Lord shall be established in the top of the mountains.
Right.
And it shall be exalted above the hills, and people shall flow unto it.
Yeah.
And many nations shall come and say, Come and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, to the house of God of Jacob. And he will teach us his ways,
And he will teach us his ways.
Okay.
So go ahead.
and we will walk in his paths.
Go ahead.
For the law shall go forth of
The
Zion,
law shall go forth. That's what's going to happen. When the kingdom of heaven is set up on earth, the rulership is going to be Yahweh Shah, the 144. That's going to be the governing body. He's going to have the large, well, they're a nation of kings and priests. And what does a priest do? He administers the law. The Lord is going to set up his people as he intended to from the beginning to rule and bring this earth back to paradise. Look at the earth now. Why do you want, what's the, keep going.
and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem.
So the law is going to be brought forth. All of the nations are going to learn from the Israelites being established.
And that's what y'all saying is heaven. I just want to be
That's
clear.
the kingdom of heaven.
That's the
throne
kingdom.
of-
So that's
the throne
heaven.
of David.
So like,
Now, was not Solomon a prelude to the kingdom for 40 years?
yes.
What did he do?
He ruled, he taught.
On earth.
Yeah.
On earth.
And all I'm simply saying, so are y'all saying that when we teaching and people are coming to us to be taught, that is heaven?
Right.
That's
Well,
what I'm
well,
asking.
well,
That's
yes,
that's
because
heaven.
this
So
is
when
why-
we die, hold on.
What you
So
just said.
when people die and all this stuff, when we come back or whatever, the people who are dead, they're going to be going up to the Messiah and being taught in Zion.
What are you talking about?
I just said
All right,
it.
you saying
Okay.
When people die, right?
You got the
People,
spirit
we're
world.
gonna die.
You
We're
got-
gonna
you
die,
got-
right?
You got the spirit world,
Uh-huh.
where when you die, you go back to the spirit world, right? What you understand or you saying is heaven.
Right.
There's a glory that's up there, an order, right?
Right.
What we're telling you is that glory is going to come down and be represented on earth. That heavenly glory that's in the spirit world is going to come down and establish a heavenly order on earth.
New Jerusalem.
Now hold on. In Revelation the 5th chapter, when you go down to the 10th verse, it says, "And has made us unto our power, our God, kings and priests, and we shall reign on the earth." We're going to reign on the earth, but we're going to be put into a glorified form
Right.
on earth.
1 John the 3rd chapter.
Okay.
Real quick, 1 John the 3rd chapter. And then somebody get Daniel too. Then start. Yep.
1 John 3:1. It reads.
Start at 2.
Start at 2. It reads, Beloved, now are we the sons of God, and it doth not yet appear what we shall be.
It does not yet appear what we shall be. Go ahead.
But we know that when he shall appear, we shall be like him.
Right, the sons of God. We're going to be like him. We're going to be brought back to our heavenly form, but this time we're not going to have to deal with the flesh.
Right.
We're not going to go up. We're going to come down onto the earth in heavenly bodies and rule and be the gods of the earth. Our men, our women, our children, the nation of Israel will be all righteous. They will have the instruction of the most from the heavens in them. They're going to be a walking light. Scriptures talked about how when the heathen see an Israelite in the kingdom, they're going to be like, damn.
Yep.
That's the seed that the Lord has blessed. That's what the Lord intended for us from the beginning. But what? We followed after the ways of the heathen, going back to the garden. All right? Following after the serpent. Right? So from that point on, we fell from that glory. But we're telling you, we're going to get that glory back.
Right.
And rule on earth in heavenly bodies. Is there some more?
Yep, it just finishes off. Says, for we shall see him as he is.
So we're going to be exactly how John the Revelator saw Yahweh Shai in his heavenly form. We're going to be like that. The sons of God, we're going to be in that form, but we're going to rule here. Right. I know it's a lot to conceive, right? But that's what the Lord promised us.
It's a really dope concept.
It's a dope concept.
We got a couple more scriptures that we want to
One
round
more
off this
scripture.
idea.
And then we're going to get you.
Daniel, the 2nd chapter and the 44th verse says, "In the days of these kings," where he talks about those different kings.
Right, the 4 beasts.
The 4 beasts. "In the days of these kings shall the God of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed.
Right.
And the kingdom shall not be left to other people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all the kingdoms, and it shall stand forever." Okay?
Right, the Lord is coming down to take down chiefly Babylon the Great and break up this beast system. He's taking down the heathen.
So talk to me about the 1,000 years.
Revelation 20. But real quick, go ahead.
Yeah, there's a group of Hebrews out there. It's the weakest group that we call the weakest group. They are like clowns. I don't know if y'all ever heard of them. They go by the name of folk. Okay, they the most weakest Negroes that I beat up on all the time. They teach that the Canaanites are not black. And they also teach that the Hispanics are not Israel.
Right.
What do y'all say about that?
They're going off. Now, this dude Quanaf said the reason
Korba, we call him Korba.
Quanaf, right?
Korba, you know what Korba is, right? Get the blue letter, brother.
China. Right, but they teach that the Issachar can't be Israelites because they got so many people. Now, somebody get Hosea, the 1st chapter and the 10th verse. Because he said the Mexicans can't be Israelites because there's so many of them. But the scripture is only dealing with the small sanctuary of the believers. Overall, Israel is as the sand of the sea. So that I mean, there's a lot of things that dude teaches that's bugged. I see now y'all teaching the market.
The Canaanites too. They said
Canaanites are dark skinned. That's all you got to do is go into the ancient.
Thank you, bro.
You know, the Canaanites are Hamites. The Hamites
They'll be better off proving us that they wasn't.
Now Canaan, this is the thing.
And they think that they can take y'all on. They can't mess with
It's a
you.
focus group. This is the thing. But I'm not going to use your platform to make it about getting on other Israelites. But this is the thing. Canaan was born on the ship, on the boat. When Noah, Shem, Ham, and Japheth came off the boat, Canaan was there. They were all dark skinned.
Yeah.
Somebody get the scripture when they first got off the boat. Just type in Canaan. He was there. The Canaanites are dark skinned. Everybody on that boat was dark skinned. Right?
Yeah.
So Ham got it in on the boat. Let's get it.
You want to? Yeah, you got it.
Did they go off the boat?
Okay, yeah. It's Genesis chapter 9, verse. I'm sorry. It says that Noah began to be an husbandman, and he planted a vineyard. It's Genesis 9:18. And the sons of Noah that went forth of the ark were Shem and Ham and Japheth, and Ham is the father of Canaan.
Canaan. Right? Ham is the father of Canaan. Now he might not have been there, but Ham. Right. Okay.
It says, these are the three sons of Noah.
Right.
And of them was the whole earth overspread. And Noah began to be an husbandman, and he planted a vineyard. And he drank of the wine and was drunken. And he was uncovered within his tent. And Ham, the father of Canaan,
He was there. This is the thing. Everybody on the boat were dark-skinned people.
But
Canaan came from Ham. How is he not, how is he not dark, man?
and then when you look at, when you even just like go into archaeological history, there's so many representations of the sons of Canaan that are out there, and they're all dark skinned.
Right.
You know,
Right.
they're all dark skinned.
Right.
So it's just
it's
Jake just want to
contrary.
they just want to be a
Because
contrary.
those dudes, they fell off, and then they came back with a whole other doctrine. So who knows? They could be paid off. Who knows what the hell is going on? But they off at the end of the day.
All right, my brother. Shalom, y'all.
You better take the Most High serious, bro.
No doubt.
If you go
Yes,
repent,
sir.
come
Nah,
on
talking about
in.
no doubt. Nah.
Hey,
Yes, sir.
Because the Most it's gonna get crazy out here. Right? And you Israelites, don't take that goddamn thing, man. Don't put that in.
Oh, you said don't put the jab. Don't put the jab
Don't
in
do that
there.
shit.
Well, General Yohana came out and told the people it's all right.
The scriptures tell that he
This
says a lot of
Egypt.
things.
Yeah. I mean, y'all heard that, right?
Yeah, we saw it. We
Yeah.
saw it. But hey, have faith. The Heavenly Father is getting ready to come get us. Don't lean on this goddamn devil and think that because he threatens your job, the Lord can't bless you, man.
That's right.
The Lord can take care. He's been taking care of us.
right.
Don't let this man scare you, because that's all they're doing is scaring you.
Scare
into,
tactic.
he's using the flesh to say, if you don't do this, you're not going to be able to work. Man, he ain't the end all be all, fool. Esau's going down.
That's right.
We're supposed to be a people of faith. And when you read Revelation, the 14th chapter, real quick, Revelation 14, we're going to end on, you can leave on this one. The bottom line is our message should be totally contrary to everything they're doing, man.
Right.
So for you Israelite groups who are saying that it's okay, if you align yourself with this beast system and do everything they say do, what good are you? What good of a man are you if you're teaching your people to bow the knee to the image of Baal? First of all, this whole medical field is highly rooted in idol worship.
Yep.
Asclepius. Look at the symbol of the American medical field. It goes back to the Greco-Roman god of healing. It's not for
Right.
us.
And then they
All
take
right?
this Hippocratic oath at the same time.
Right,
you know?
right. So go ahead. Revelation 14 and 8.
I'm here.
You got me there.
The Revelation 14 and 8, it reads, and there followed another angel saying, Babylon is fallen, that great city, because she had made all nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication.
And that's America. So if you making decisions to forward yourself in America, which don't get it twisted, you got to do what you got to do. But once this devil starts talking about you got to do this, you got to put it, that's where the line, you know what I'm saying? Nah, man. This is all. This temple belongs to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Go ahead.
Verse 9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image.
The beast? Who's the beast? The beast system, its image, the ways of the system, including his medical field. Now, they're making you worship this thing.
Yeah.
This thing has become a god in the earth in damn near 2 years.
Yeah.
It's the point, it's the new Jesus Christ.
Right. That's why they push it down your throat with
Right.
their TV program. That's all they talk about. Breaking news, breaking news. How many people got the jab? Who didn't? Who died? Who living? This person, that person.
Right.
And that's all people are. It's a fervor.
Right.
And it's worldwide. And to be an Israelite and not be alarmed by Esau forcing something down your throat,
you're crazy.
What the hell is wrong with you, man?
You're crazy.
And we keep. Do you imagine them having them big glasses on? You got the rhinestone garment on. You standing in the COVID line.
Right. Smell like red meat.
Your big ass in the COVID line, man.
Yeah, you too big for that. And you got that. They on Facebook taking it. Y'all dudes are going off, man. Y'all too big for that, man. Faith is the key, man. Go ahead.
If any man worships the beast and his image and receive his mark.
Right now, we're in the stages where they're saying, worship our image. Make yourself in our image. You're going to do this. You're going to be made in my image, boy.
Do you agree that you are what your father is?
Yes.
So why do y'all call Esau the white man?
What do you mean?
Y'all call Esau the white man.
Right.
Because the prophet
So,
said
whoa.
two nations.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
But,
Go ahead.
the prophet
Say it
said
again.
too, but what you mean white man?
Yeah,
You
y'all call him the red man, the devil.
Right. So what does that mean?
But if his father was
was
the original man,
Right, but it says two nations.
Right.
Now, don't you
hold
know
on.
you got two
Hold
forms
on.
of you got
He
fraternal.
separated the nations, but he did not separate the semen or the sperm. So if you are what your father is,
right,
But he
you
wasn't
can't have
chosen
it
by
both ways.
he wasn't chosen by sperm. He was chosen by spirit.
Think about it. The prophecy specifically described the characteristics of Esau. Why? Because it was different than anything that happened before.
Do we have the same DNA as his brother, as his father?
Now that's the question. When you deal with pregnancy, you have two forms of twins. I forget the names of them.
Identical
You
and
have
fraternal.
fraternal, but don't you know that in fraternal they don't have the same genetic makeup. It can be just like a brother that comes from on down the line. But it's of the same father. He brought forth that seed. But I forget they don't share placentas. There's something. There's something along those lines. So you can have two twins in the belly, and it deals with reincarnation because that was Adam. He was able to bring forth both wicked and righteous spirits.
Right.
And
Yeah,
the
that's
Most
what it's
High can
about.
do
The
that.
Most High can do what he wants.
The Most High can do that.
The Most
Man
High
is
do
on the
something.
right page, man. He good, man. Y'all work with him. He
They working with me. They working
Hey,
with
you
me.
just like drama, man.
no. Yo, my crew is on SUPK. That's what I wrote with. I wrote with my captain.
Why don't you do what he tell you to do? I thought you knew him. How you gonna follow him, man?
And that's the point.
But see, that's not what he did. He didn't tell everybody go out and do it. He said it's up to you.
He said you would be stupid.
He said
you would be stupid if you didn't get it. Now, down the line, they tried to clean it up. They put Tazariot all right in front, like put him, and he
You know, my captain took it.
Huh?
My captain took it. Tazariot.
Yeah, we know. We know. We'll see if Yahweh Bashal Shai was pleased with that sacrifice, Tazariot.
That's right.
We're gonna see.
Shalom, my brother.
My man, Shalom. Something that in town.
Right. Yep, still here. Revelation 14, read verse 9 from the top. Reads, and the third angel
Shouted
followed.
out my page, right?
Get that like button.
Because you know they want to go see where we at,
They'll find it.
To the rest.
They'll find it.
And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image,
Right.
and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of God, which is poured out without mixture.
Right. So our whole message should be against, because John the Revelator, you got to think, John the Revelator is seeing Revelation 13, where they're trying to say, here, this is what you got to do. Yeah. But then when you read 14, the 144, those who have the new song, synonymously are saying, look, if you do that, so why would you as an Israelite tell Israel that it's okay to just do it? No.
Don't do that.
You gotta step out on faith. Yes, as an Israelite, you're gonna have to make decisions going down the line that are gonna be faith-based. Yeah. You're gonna have to step out on water.
You ain't gonna know.
Right. That was the wilderness. We didn't know. It was like, oh,
None of that.
the chariot was there. We was good. But yeah, you are gonna have to separate from Egypt at some point as an Israelite, and the Lord is gonna take care of the rest. And you just gotta believe.
It was the same thing, like you were saying. The Israelites were murmuring as they came out of Egypt, because after 400 years of being assimilated into Egyptian culture and convention, a bulk of Israel,
That was that
they
Dominican
had
chick that I used to deal with.
jobs, and you know, they were integrated into their society. So when they got to the wilderness, it was hot. They didn't know what they were going to do. They were like, man, we've been spoiled. They said, we ate up the leeks, the garlic, and the onions, man, we want to go back to Egypt. Well, our people are having that same sentiment as they're seeing things get strained out here in Babylon the Great. Babylon the Great, you got the PlayStation 4. Some of y'all got the 5 with the Joy Zone.
Like your favorite taco spot?
Yeah, man. You know, y'all got to get the red sauce, man.
Like the Jamaican roti?
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, man.
You know, East Coast
Get you a
brother.
roti.
You know, beef patty. Y'all use the comfort of this place, living deliciously in this place. So now the Most High started to put things out there just to create us a little bit of strain. Don't do that. You might not have a job. And but you know what's crazy? Bro, you got a whole system of a network of brothers, man. You gonna be all right. What do you think what we gathered here for? You got the Holy Spirit. The Spirit's with us, man. But you got these people from other nations, like you got police officers, you got people in the military, you got some of these people that's in sports. They're not taking it, man. Last month, if not, it might not be last month, but in August, it was what, 4.3 million people leave their jobs. They're calling it the Great Resignation. A wave of people that say, man, I don't want to do that. But when you got Israelites who believe in Yahweh Hashem Yahushua that are bound and needed.
That don't make sense.
Right? Doesn't make sense.
The Edomite woman's on fire. She's cursing everybody out.
She ain't getting no sleep.
She's saying, hell no.
Karen ain't stopped.
Over my dead body. Now they talking about your children. So then to Zariak, you gonna say it's cool the children? Go ahead and put your children and usher them into. You get it too? But you got Edomites saying hell no. Well, some of them could be Jake, but you got Edomites saying hell no. Over my dead body will you force me to do this? And people are walking off their job.
Yeah. I was watching Glenn Beck.
They got more
Glenn
faith
Beck
in
was
Jake.
like, you know, if I, he said, I ain't taking it because I already had, basically he called it, got over it. He said, I got the natural immunity. But he said, I'm really not taking it just because y'all trying to make me, man.
Yep,
No.
sure.
I'm a man. Take the shirt of their force. Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, it's already
And they're
crazy.
doing that because they want to crash the economy, but that's devilish.
Yeah.
The whole thing is Satan, man. So as an Israelite, here it is, you didn't walk all the way up to this to just say, oh shit, I take Tylenol, man. Shit, I took one when I was little. You drink water? Nah, man. You're supposed to have a you're supposed to have a warrior-like spirit, man. Because you never know. Hey, the Lord put a man to death for going to seek after somebody get. You got something? Does it go what we talking about? Okay, hit it, and then somebody get 1 Kings, the 2 Kings, the 1st chapter. Go ahead.
Yep. 2nd Ezra 16 and 40, just, you know, you can read on down, but verse 40, oh my people, hear my word, make you ready to the battle, and in those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth.
Be as pilgrims. And when you go down, it's basically saying, flee, separate your mind from this place. Spiritually, you understand that these things that I have today, at some point I'm going to have to make a decision that's not based on these things.
Right.
I'm going to have to make a kingdom-based decision. And that's what the Israelites did as they separated from Egypt to go where? To the promised land. Okay? Now, go ahead.
Yep.
2 Kings.
Kings.
You got it?
I got it.
1 Kings 2 or 2 Kings 2. Go to the 2nd chapter.
2nd Kings. Yeah, it's crazy with that Juice man, they do like the ESPN, Shannon Steele, whatever. She ended up, they were putting pressure on her to take it. She took it, and then ended up, that's not even at the job no more. Consented, and now, you know, she left.
Right. Because what if you do all of that, and then they go keep moving the goalposts?
Yeah.
They go say, all right,
That's
well,
right. Booster.
yeah, boost up. the blue juice, red juice, take all of the juice. Then what? And then your job shut down.
They got one
And you
for-
sitting there with 8 juices in your hand.
One for the cough, one for the fever, one for the headaches, one for the
Second Kings chapter 1 verse 1. Then Moab rebelled against Israel after the death of Ahab.
Right.
And Ahaziah fell down through a lattice in his upper chamber that was in Samaria and was sick. And he sent messengers and said unto them, Go inquire of Beelzebub, the god of Ekron.
Right, so he got sick, and he told his men, go inquire of another god on how I can be healed. Go ahead.
Whether I shall recover of this disease.
Right?
But the angel of the Lord said to Elijah the Tishbite.
And that's what they're telling you. The only way you can recover from disease
Yeah, you need to
is
listen
this.
to this man. Go to Beal.
Take this, do this.
He the one put everything out for you to get the disease.
Exactly.
Goodness gracious.
Come on, man, and here it is. Come on, man, come on.
Yeah, you gonna cough in my face. You gonna cough and sneeze in my face and then give me some language.
But the whole time we've been here, the science is just centered around us being a goddamn degenerate and destroying us.
Right.
For us to get to the very end, and now it's cool.
They know how to destroy us. That's why they tell us to trust it.
Yep. It says, but the angel of the Lord said to Elijah the Tishbite, Arise, go up to meet the messengers of the king of Samaria, and say unto them, Is it not because there is not a God in Israel that ye go inquire of Beelzebub, the god of Ekron?
Right.
Now therefore thus saith the Lord.
Do we not have a God in Israel that can heal you?
Yeah.
Man.
You're not gonna go to the prophets to ask what to do?
Bro.
Go ahead.
Right. Now therefore thus saith the Lord, Thou shalt not come down from that bed on which thou art gone up,
Right.
but thou shalt surely die.
You're gonna die.
Yep.
And you would say that's a small thing.
Yeah.
That's a small. All he did was go to a different God and ask you.
Where you
No.
reading?
Well, why would you?
Huh?
Where you reading?
Kings.
The second
Second
king,
King.
the first chapter.
So it's serious. Now, when you deal with the Church of Pergamos, it said where Satan's. So when you deal with that history, where what's his name? Antipas was martyred. When you deal with it, they had their. When you go into the history, all right, when they had their different healing methods that were very wicked. Now, as Antipas was out preaching, they rolled up on him like, look, you know what I'm saying? Look, you're gonna have to stop teaching this shit. Because he was known, you know, this is according to the history. Now, get it real quick. In Revelation, the 2nd chapter, type in Pergamos. When you do history on it, the church of Pergamos, it said where Satan sit. Because they were into some weird healing practices where you would go into the temple, lay with snakes. That's what everything you see today being based upon.
That's what they got.
The Greco-Roman God. Go ahead.
Revelation 2:12. But to the angel of the church of Pergamos write, These things saith he which hath the sharp sword with 2 edges. I know thy works, and where thou dwellest, even where Satan seated.
Even where Satan seated. Now, when you go into the history, they were into the whole hospital system goes back to this city. You know, and they worship the god of healing then was what? Asclepius. Now, somebody type in Asclepius, and let's just look at it. Go ahead.
Can I read this down here real quick?
Go ahead.
It says, Satan's seat or throne may be reference to the religious paganism centered in Pergamos.
The religious paganism. Everything here, this is the mother of all harlots. Go ahead.
It says the city had a throne-like altar to the god Zeus, a temple to Asclepius, symbolized by a serpent, and various temples dedicated to the worship of the Roman emperor.
Right. Now, this is the god of Asclepius. We ain't gonna even say anything. All right, but what does that remind you of?
Medical, yeah.
Huh?
Carthusius, yeah.
You got it?
Yeah.
What does that remind you of?
Yep, you got to take the Hippocratic oath.
Yep. Swearing on the God.
Whenever you get to medical school,
Right.
you got to take the Hippocratic oath.
Right.
All of these stuff goes back to Greco-Roman customs and deities, man.
Right.
That's why it says that this is that beast coming back.
Right.
This is that revived beast.
To worship the image.
You're gonna worship the image.
And that's what they're that's what they're doing. Before they issue the Karagma, you're gonna worship the image.
Yep.
You're gonna bow. And that's what it's all about. And if you think it's crazy, then hey, I don't know what to tell you.
I mean, look at the news. Look at the world around you. The world around you is crazy. Right. There's no love in this place. You better, all of us out here, when we parked our car. We locked the doors. You literally got people walking around dressed in Aquaman outfits, man. Worshiping Halloween, man.
Done.
All Hallows Eve. Walking around with goddamn bunny ears on. It's complete bugged out, man. All right, not knowing that they're worshiping an ancient demonic custom.
Right.
You know, Samhain, All Hallows Eve. You know.
Then all of these children go missing.
Yeah.
400 something plus children go missing a year in America alone. And that's that's the real pandemic.
Never found.
Keep going.
Yep. And they're stealing more and more Jake babies. More and more of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are coming up. All right. Sorry.
I literally had a vision that Sandra and her were going to be.
Really?
I had that vision.
Yahweh Shai here commends the church of Pergamos for remaining faithful in the midst of such satanic influence.
Right. Read that again. Read that again.
It says Yahweh Shai has commended the church at Pergamos for remaining faithful in the midst of such satanic influence.
So ain't that what we should do? The same influence is back here today, and General Yohana stands on top of a goddamn building and say, "Do it!
Yeah.
Take it, man.
Take it!" After years of telling you don't trust him.
Don't be listening to your grandmama, man.
Yeah.
Take that shit,
This man is the devil.
Now, can you be healed from that? Can you be healed from it? Possibly. But we ain't fit to play that game with y'all about show. We may be healing some of those jakes who will be like, man, I wish I didn't do it. Because it talks about a grievous sore.
Right.
Yep.
A grievous what?
A grievous sore that came upon them who worshiped the image and took the karama. I mean, showing you it's physical. So people will be all messed up. We may be running the streets with oil here. You never know. Some of miracles are coming. But we in our house, this is what we're teaching, man. We're serving Yahweh Shemel Shai, man.
I gotta put out. Y'all do stuff during the week? Or no?
Tuesday.
Where at?
Right here. Yeah. But
Y'all be out?
but we have a YouTube page. You want Remnant Save?
Remnant Save. We got it.
Remnant Save?
Yeah.
Remnant
Get a
Save
brother,
144.
get a
Give them
page.
this. Every page that's up right now, just give it to them. Somebody write it. You up too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Give them.
Yeah, and so
Somebody got a pen?
we're always posting lessons and classes on there.
But y'all don't get together as a group and do
Well,
stuff?
you got to be crossed over in order for
Okay.
that.
Yeah.
We gather.
I want to read the scripture real quick.
And bro, we good. We ain't got no ill will. We
The
understand.
same here. Same here.
It said make our head hard against your
Yeah.
foot.
But hey, man, people are edified. Right.
Nah, I
Ephesians
appreciate
chapter.
that. No problem.
All right,
All right,
bro. You be
bro.
safe,
All right,
man.
y'all
It's
too.
crazy out here, man. Ephesians chapter 6, verse 12 says, "For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places." And you know, this is that new Rome that's bringing back all those forms of idol worship, the image of the beast, man, in all facets and sectors of society, in medicine, in economics, in education, in the military, in politics, all of these different areas that make the world, in sex and relationships. We're dealing with spiritual darkness, man. So you best to believe, as concerning the Vanessa, as concerning that jab, bro, Esau is all up in there with spiritual wickedness, man.
Well, we can't be as bad as crack.
Come on, bro.
We survived the crack
Even looking at the word pharmakia going into the pharmacies. You look at the signal, I forgot the other Walgreens.
That was their thing.
Yeah.
Babylon, Revelation
The
18.
cauldron.
It talks about the pharmakia.
Yeah.
Sorcery.
But this is on a whole nother level, because it's not like they just coming out with another medication.
Right.
They got a whole system of control that they're forcing down your throat with it. You can't go here, you can't do this. And it reminds you, if you're spiritually discerned, of Revelation the 13th, 14th, 20th chapter concerning the MOB, the mark of the beast, man. It's like, okay, they're starting to move forward with this agenda.
Quick precept, Sirach 36 and 4, or 38 and 4, the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai hath created medicines out of the earth, and he that is wise will not abhor them.
And that's what I'm saying. That's just like Cap said, man. You're gonna have somebody that's all yobbed up. You're gonna have somebody that's all yobbed up, and they're gonna be hurt. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be hurt.
Through.
Yeah.
People are through behind
Yeah,
this.
man. That's what I'm saying. And a man of the Lord. It's the same thing like when the Lord was on the scene. When the Lord was on the scene, you had people with all kind of grievous sores and diseases. Like the woman that said, if I could just touch the hem of his garment. It's gonna be that type of situation. It's gonna be that type of situation, man. You're gonna see somebody that trusted in this system that's gonna be completely destroyed by it. And then the Lord is gonna show his power.
Right.
See, the Lord is raising this man up to show his power. So when the Lord shows his power, it's gonna be a whole nother set of circumstances at that point.
That's what he's doing. He's trying to set up a left-hand kingdom. All right, he's trying to forge a birthright into the earth. All right, he's trying to hijack reality and give you a pseudo reality, man.
Man, well, instead of what's the new
Metaverse.
Metaverse.
Yeah.
Now, with this whole metaverse thing and all this, you know what I'm saying? When you watch Flash, they talk about metahumans.
Tower of Babel.
You know what I'm saying? It's basically beyond humans. You know what I'm saying? You got these metahumans that have all these abilities that they didn't have before.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
It's that merger of the digital world
You know
with
what I'm
our
saying?
reality.
So now Facebook is saying you can create your own world. You can create your own reality. Why? Because you could get your ass in the house and pull that mask up and shut your damn mouth.
And ultimately, it's the Tower of Babel.
You know what I'm saying?
The Tower of Babel all over again.
Yeah.
They're building a whole. It's in a spiritual sense, but they're literally building a tower, a technological, digital Tower of Babel.
You get to go around the world in your living room.
Right. Yeah.
And that's it.
Big as hell.
And you'll never,
They walked in years.
It's gonna start because what they're gonna start having virtual reality, more virtual reality stuff. They showed you at Coachella. You know, when
They gonna put the Super Bowl on that shit. Watch.
Yeah, it's gonna be a point to where it's only safe for your safety. We can't come together no more. Virtual, all right. So we're gonna do everything virtually, man. It's gonna be virtual football
Sex,
games, everything.
like on
Sex,
Demolition
yeah.
Man. You hear this, you're gonna have to have. I only got 25 minutes of sex. Can I get? Can I get an hour?
I need another
Let me
credit.
borrow an hour, man.
I
Shit,
need another
man.
sex credit.
Seriously.
Yeah.
You get boxed.
You gonna be in the living room.
Cut off.
Yeah,
In the living room.
Yeah. You're in the living room. It's cut off.
You're growing, you're cramp and shit. But that's what he wants. He wants to be the most high, even with the whole farm to fork thing. The farm to fork, they want to digitalize the whole process of the food coming out of the soil. Even the soil is going to be digitalized. So when it gets to your mouth, it's going to be tracked. Look up fork to farm. This whole thing with Biden's talking about the taxes for the carbon.
Within the Build Back Better plan,
Right.
it's going to be a carbon emission tax.
Right.
And they're starting it with the banks. So a business won't be able to get a loan that it needs to start their business unless they concede to this green emissions contract.
Right.
And in that green emissions contract, what you do, your good or service, is going to be tracked and traced as far as, okay, well, this service produces this much pollution.
Right.
And if you don't comply,
Right.
you through.
You're gonna have to. If you got to. That's why they're telling the farmers, you can't farm no more. Shut this down because you got too many cows.
Yeah.
They're emitting too much CO2.
Yeah.
So you're using up too much of the carbon.
Yeah.
So ultimately, he's
Y'all
gonna.
eating too much beef, so we
Right.
need to reduce beef consumption.
Right.
All right. So now we want y'all on this genetically modified plant-based beef.
Ezekiel 28.
You know, meta beef. That's what they're gonna want. Why? Because they're gonna start a system of rationing.
Right.
Where you sit your ass, you ain't going back.
You going nowhere.
You ain't going back.
Right. It's a systematic siege. It's a systematic food shortage. It's not that the food ain't there, but your means of getting it is going to be cut off, castrated. There's only going to be a few ways to get it. Right. And what are you going to have to do to get into those few ways? Somebody get Jeremiah 14 real quick. Jeremiah 14 and the last two verses. Ezekiel 3, I believe, in the last two verses. What words it talks about they should eat?
All right, I had to go.
Go, get that.
In Ezekiel chapter 4, verse 16, it says, moreover, he said unto me, son of man, behold.
This is what the Babylonians did. Now we're in the Babylon the Great. The same thing's going to happen. Go ahead.
I will break the staff of bread in Jerusalem.
Right.
And they shall eat bread by weight and with care.
You should, with care, meaning you ain't wasted. You ain't throwing away the brown part of the bread. I don't want that. No, that's hey. We're going to say that for tomorrow.
It's going to be rationing, man.
You ain't going to throw away a ketchup package. I don't need that. Yeah. That ketchup package is going to mean something in that thing. Yeah. So read that again.
It says, behold, I will break the staff of bread in Jerusalem, and they shall eat bread with weight and with care. And that word care here in the precept says with anxiety.
Yep, somebody get that in NLT too. Go ahead.
It says, and they shall drink water by measure.
By measure. Meaning, here's the water you get for the month. Here.
It's cat food.
The water is really already being rationed out, right? If you think about it, you can only certain stores, you can only eat 2 cases.
Right.
But even that's going to slow down because I'm making interchange takes ministry. And they're saying like loads are actually slowing down, man. You know, people who nationwide, like loads, they had to stay local just for them to get a certain amount of money. So you got people out there that's working hella hours, just to, hella hours, hella days, just to get a certain point that they would reach it before the pandemic. And when that goes back to Chile, what's going on up the coast, and that stuff is just sitting out there, bro. So going forward, that stuff is going to but maybe that's happening right now.
Right.
People try and get 3 and 4 meat cutter where I work. Oh shit! You know, so we get family packs like ribeyes and stuff like that. We only can ration them out. They can only get like 2 family packs. You know, a year or so before you get kind of whatever you want. So now they're starting to ration out even the meat.
Look at that right now, man.
Right. And it's happening.
It's here, man. We're here.
And you still got people mocking and scoffing and talking shit. Even the people, I bet you on side of the comment, but they were talking all kinds of stupid niggas. Them gonna be the niggas that's gonna be like, read that?
Yeah.
This gonna be y'all.
This is Ezekiel 4 in the NLT down at verse 16. It says, then he told me, son of man, I will make food very scarce in Jerusalem. It will be weighed out with great care and eaten fearfully. The water will be rationed out drop by drop, and the people will drink it with dismay.
Right, with dismay. And now when you read up, there's a point where he tells Ezekiel, you know, because look, it ain't stupid to get a little extra. He told Ezekiel, get the lentils and make that bread. So they store it up. You know, that Ezekiel bread, the brother made it actually. The brother, he got some, right? Oh, you got it?
I ain't got it.
All right, his brother made it, and it lasts like, the shelf life is what?
3 years.
3 years. So he told Ezekiel, make these cakes with lentil and this and that, and pretty much set it to the side. I'm gonna make some. And I'm tasting, I was like, damn. Now imagine you in a fat, you know, family, you got them 3 brands sitting there, and that'll survive you to the Lord. But you gonna eat it with care. Your son getting seconds. Nigga, sit your ass down. You know, seconds in the Jacob's show.
Absolutely not.
Hell no.
Ezekiel 12, verse 17 through 19. Moreover, the word of Yahweh came to me, saying, son of man, eat thy bread with quaking, and drink thy water with trembling and with carefulness. And say unto the people of the land.
Because the Babylonians came, right? Now they're coming again, the Edomites. And people are still talking shit. Saying, I don't believe this. Well, hey, something, you better believe something, because something's about to happen.
If I may add on to the point to what the elder said, the reason why, another big reason why this is that Ezekiel at this time, he was doing this as a son. Because Jacob wasn't fully took it down at this point.
Right, because it was like 3.
It was 3 campaigns, and the last campaign, what happened in 586 BC, was the major one. Ezekiel was part of that first campaign. He went in with like Daniel and all that. But Ezekiel was doing this in front of the people, eating it with carefulness and rationing out. Jacob, what the hell? Because they was still iron.
It's like they saying, what the hell we do?
Exactly, right? Verse 19, and say unto the people of the land, thus saith the Lord Yahweh of the inhabitants of Jerusalem and of the land of Israel, they shall eat their bread with carefulness and drink their water with astonishment, that her land may be desolate from all that is therein, because of the violence of the Lord. So that was that the Lord was put upon these people. He said, well, you're going to be a sign amongst the people. He says, okay.
And the scriptures say famine is one of the things prepared for niggas. Right? So this ain't happening for the punishment of the elect. Although we're gonna go through straight things, right? But the primary niggas that's gonna be touched by this is Jake and the heathen, man. Yeah, that nigga. That type of nigga. Still playing that shit. Yeah, he was saying it. Hey, nigga, I'm that nigga. Because everybody who's born into the earth is born ultimately to fulfill the prophecies. When they say they were eating and drinking and being married, you have to have people born to grow up and be. Here I go, that nigga. Right?
Yeah. 2nd Ezra 6 and 22. It says, and suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown.
Right, and suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. Now, what is that going into? Economic collapse. And they're using the 19, Calvin Klein 19, right, for what? A purpose of doing it. They're cutting out the middle class. The rich are hoarding all of the riches to themselves. These small business owners are going to be through very soon, right? These places are going to be under your favorite Elamite restaurant shut down. You go on some of them now, they complaining. Because a just man, you will allow people to know, but he ain't going to stop. So the sown places are going to be when people are chilling, right? You're going to start to notice, damn,
Had the
plucking
clientele
shut
gone.
down, right?
Had the clientele gone.
Right. But before that, these places are going to start charging more for their food.
Yep.
And they got to do that. And Esau's going to blame them in the news, but what do you expect them to do? Yeah, you could have came here and got 5 chicken wings for $8 a year ago, but now we're going to need 50. Why? Because these shutdowns is fucking up their business, man. Go ahead.
Yep. 2nd Ezra 6 and 22. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty.
Right.
Yep. Walmart, Costco, Whole Foods, Brookshire's, your local
I
store.
would say, bro, can you imagine empty shelves in Costco? People gonna be in there fighting, man. People gonna be in there fighting, man. But the scriptures say that the Lord's men gonna eat, man. You know what I'm saying? So why everybody else lumped up coming home empty-handed? You know what I'm saying? If we remain faithful, we gonna be cool.
They said this supply chain is so backed up, it'll take 2 years to catch up. They don't have the manpower at the docks. They don't have the manpower in the trucks. They don't have the room in the storage houses.
They get hired in there.
And this is not just happening in America. This is happening worldwide. This is happening worldwide, man. Everything's on the backlog. So they talking about everybody is hiring, but ain't nobody going to work.
There we go. Yeah.
Everybody's hiring, but ain't nobody going to work. All right, the uncertainty of their job and dealing with the jab and everything like that, nobody want to be there, man. So the grinding is ceasing. And literally, you don't have people that want to do the job. Straight up.
Yep.
Okay? So it's the systematic takedown. Meanwhile, they're producing a system of universal income, right? And they're ushering in a whole new world order. Piece by piece by piece. All right, but famine is how you control people by food. Goods and services control people. Okay.
Jumping down to verse 24, like the Elder Yatzal was going into. At that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall
They're
stand.
gonna be mad. They're gonna
Take a
be
bad
fighting.
sandwich.
Right. Because you done told everybody, I got this, I'm stocking up everything.
Yeah.
Now you didn't think them niggas was gonna be hungry
They
one day.
plotting on you now.
They gonna be plotting on you.
They
Right.
show you militias gonna form. Who militias they form in end time scenarios?
Yo, don't you got some food? And he ain't gonna open the door. They gonna kick it.
Yeah, y'all thought the Purge was a movie. Esau ready for the Purge too, man. So-called white man is ready for the Purge. They've been buying ammo since Trump got. They've been buying ammo since Obama got up in there.
2 years back.
All right, ammo been on low.
It's empty, man. May I say this? Yeah, so I got a partner that's in the world. He does his thing and he traps or whatever. Man, don't you know they selling bullets like pills in
God damn.
in bags? Wow. That's how scarce bullets are right now.
Yeah.
They selling hollow tips in baggies, man.
Yeah. And you said that, brother Paria, you said there was a shortage going on too for bullets. Oh, yeah, like that.
Someone please call 911.
Whatever.
Ain't gonna work in that day.
Gone.
2 years back, I was doing deliveries back in Myrtle Beach. Every day I would deliver cases, like 75, 80 cases. It's on one truck. 75, 80 cases of ammunition. Take it from old white ladies, all kinds of people. Everybody was stocking up on it.
Yeah.
And that's just one truck.
Yeah.
It'd be in one station, you got 120, 150 trucks. We're all delivering cases and cases of ammunition.
Yeah.
That's it. Myrtle Beach ain't that big.
Yeah.
So think about a place like Dallas. Chicago.
Yeah. So you got these Edomite militias, they ready to go to war, man. They've been stocking up and prepping and everything like that. I know people who were millionaires back in 2015 that told me they would get ready. Pulling me into a room, and the first thing he showed me was his gun safe. Pushed it into that phone, put his fingerprint on that mug, and Wall said, bro, look like, remember Terminator when they, Matrix? Remember Matrix when they were getting ready to go crazy? Bro, that mug opened up and did like that, he looked at me. He had a stash of gold. I told you the story. I know. Real talk. I was sitting there like, he had the little handguns, rifles, big fucking grenades, big shit, all that. You know, I don't know nothing about no guns, but I know that one right there, big.
If I can say also, Laquan, that the article just came out yesterday going into how it's the 911 emergency services facing a shortage. With all the first responders, the hospital, the police officer queen, no hospital worker, the
Right. And then nobody to deliver the babies. And then the answer is always the National Guard. The National Guard can deliver the baby. Like, damn.
Drive the truck.
And then the Border Patrol. Why would you force them? Now, you're not going to force the post office worker to do it, but you're going to force the Border Patrol.
Yeah.
Now, if they all quit,
It's over.
like, what are you doing? So it's a recipe for disaster. That's what Biden was put. That nasty bastard, he was put in there to bring the end, man, we believe.
Yeah.
Right? He said this, and you hate living through it,
Yeah.
but he's needed. And
Yeah.
you look at him like,
Yeah.
Bro, he haven't even been in there.
like you'll
for
get a
year.
demon on you, like, I want Trump back.
Yeah.
But then you gotta be like, hey, you know what, let me,
Yeah. It's like, man, damn, Trump went hard,
Because
man.
even Obama, when he came, you couldn't even get a tax return no more.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this is basically that same office.
Yeah.
The whole Obama day back. And nasty as hell, man.
And that's why the damn demos, man, they want to take them. You got to pass these gun laws.
Right.
You got to take the guns away. And then they pass a law. They want to pass a law to take the guns away. Then right after that, they pass a law to where you can just walk around with a strap with no license.
Right. And historically, the biggest tyrants have came from democracy. Right? Go historically and look at throughout history. The greatest tyrants and tyrannical governments came out of democracies. Right. Draco, the Athenian, there you go. The Athenians lawgiver, okay, Draco, which we speak on draconian measures unto this day, which are harsh laws, that goes back to a democracy. The democracy goes back to Athens, Greece. So you people, Jake is all up in Esau's ass thinking that the Dems are on their side, but man, the Dems are about to bring hell to this place, man. And at the same time, rainbow everywhere. Just abomination everywhere under these people, man. So they both the devil, but the Dem is a different kind of devil, man. All right? Go ahead.
Isaiah 32, verse 5 and 6. Really, verse 7 as well.
I mean, Biden, he had that big ass Bible. He swore in on it, and the next day he told 8-year-olds that they could change. That's crazy.
Democracy kind of pretty much epitomizes wickedness.
Yep.
If you think about democracy, you have people voting on what a judge is.
Right.
You've been given the right to judgments already.
Right. In a republic, everybody goes according to a law. All right. But in the democracy, the people dictate the law. But then they manipulate the minds of the people to march and fight for things that are absolutely evil and wicked. It's witchcraft, man. Right?
Isaiah 32, verse 5 through 7. The vile person shall be no more called liberal.
Now go over the next verse before that. We'll get a few. Okay.
Isaiah 32, verse 4. The heart also of the rash shall understand knowledge.
That's what's happening. The heart of the rash is now understanding knowledge. Who's the rash? You Israelites. Within the system of white supremacy, you were 3/5 of a 2/5. What is it? 3/5 of human beings. According to their science, you ain't human. Right? But now here it is. Those very people you said weren't shit are now speaking this doctrine, man. Standing on their feet. Read that again.
Isaiah 32, verse 4. The heart also of the rash shall understand knowledge, and the tongue of the stammerers shall be ready to speak plainly.
And we ready to speak plainly, week in, week out, day in and day out. That's
right.
Go ahead.
Verse 5. The vile person shall be no more called liberal.
Now he's no more being called liberal. Wasn't that what the government was known that they were the liberals? Right? Now everybody's like, nigga, please, you foul. Even other Edomites. Other Edomites got more sense than niggas. Here it is, you got Mountain Dew drinking Edomites, but more sense than you niggas in 2021. But more sense to know, wait, something's wrong. You know why? Because Esau got a rulership, even in their low state, they got a rulership mentality. There's only so long you're going to be able to tell Esau what you can and can't do before they say, wait a minute.
I know
They
my
don't
rights.
put back.
I'm sorry. I know my
I'm
rights.
sovereign, because this was supposed to be their inheritance. America. But now they figured out that they're niggas within the system of white supremacy as well. Broke as hell. Esau broke as hell. We got better jobs than you Edomites, right? So you're now figuring out that your elites are just the devil. They didn't share that. They took the blessing and ran.
Nigga said, I'll be right back.
Right, but they gave you the white thing. You know, you white. You had privileges. You know, but now you just a nigga, man. Go ahead.
If I may add on to the other one, back in the 1960s, the Democratic Party was called the
Right. Right. And where did that come from? Andrew Jackson. Andrew Jackson was the Democratic Party really started with him. And what was he known as? The Indian killer. Right? Go ahead.
The vile person shall be no more called liberal, nor the churl said to be bountiful. For the vile person will speak villainy, and his heart will work iniquity.
I think when you go into that word, churl, this is calls him a scoundrel.
Yeah.
Or no good nigga.
I believe there's a word dealing with Amalek that deals with scoundrels.
You start using it for nigga at one point in time, just joking.
Low life, like a miser.
So through this word going out, people are now finally, after all he's done, saying, wait a minute, you ain't right. He's being lifted, and that's how you know he's at the end, because the witchcraft don't work no more. Now the average person is just like, wait a minute, you know. But it started with this word going out. If you look at it,
Right.
once this word went out, you got Alex Jones that came, you got all these truthers that came, but it started with this truth. In 2007, you didn't have men on the internet telling women, shut your ass up. That came from this movement right here. You didn't have people on a large scale you ain't had the Illuminati thing and that here and there, but it wasn't as prevalent. It started with this word going out. Now there's a spirit on even heathen to bring out particular things to expose Esau. Let's get the signs up.
Now it says the vile person will speak villainy, and his heart will work iniquity, to practice hypocrisy, and to utter error against Yahweh. Man, is this not Esau doing this right now, man? In all facets, man. Being the biggest hypocrite, and he's uttering error against the Lord pretty much by saying, look, my way, right? It says, to make empty the soul of the hungry, and he will cause the drink of the thirsty to fail.
And that's what he wants. He want us to be dry.
And every facet, the needy is being taken over, bro. Right. And basically everybody's being put in a position of being needy. Okay? Because you're basically living a debt-based system of where you're relegated to work and grind and you're in a rat race. So they threaten to take away your sustenance and force you into their unrighteous decrees, like it talks about in Isaiah 10. But now it's speeding up. It's speeding up. All right, so we're at the back end of this thing.
Verse 7, the instruments also of the churl are evil. He devises wicked devices to destroy the poor with lying words, even when the needy speaketh right. But the liberal...
Even when we say speak right.
Right, yeah.
So they said, get your ass off the corner selling drugs. Well, we say, okay, instead of selling the drugs, we're going to preach on the corner. They still got a goddamn problem with it.
Yep. They're going to hate regardless.
Verse 8, but the liberal devises liberal things. And this liberal here is talking about us. We're the true liberals, man.
Right.
We're the true generous ones.
Right.
We're the true ones that's giving you the liberal things that will grant you liberties. Not these goddamn old-ass, crusty-ass Edomites, man. Right. Man, that nigga Joe Biden fucking nasty.
Anybody who trusts that guy, you got problems, man.
It says, but the liberal devises liberal things. And by liberal things shall he stand. So at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, the true liberals are going to stand, man. And the true liberals are the elect of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. We're going to be the ones that's going to remain.
So as you see all of these things before on planet Earth, it would behoove you to get right with the Heavenly Father. Right now we talk about how it's high time to wake out of sleep. All right? It's high time to wake out of sleep. That's why we always end the sermons with a calling.
That's right.
With a calling for those of you that are just now tuning in, that are just now waking up to this. Hey, I don't know what took you so long. Where the hell you been? But
11th hour.
Yeah, it's the final hour, man.
Right.
So you got to strap in and shape up quickly. All right? Because now it's time to understand what the Most High wants and get in line with it.
That's right.
Things are speeding up. They're coming with that MOB system. The path to the MOB
It's here,
is
man.
clear. Okay?
And Mark Zuckerberg, his ass is on talking about the what is it, metaverse?
Yeah.
They serious, man. He had that sweet baby Ray sitting in the back. He was serious, man. They ain't playing.
It probably was baby's blood.
Right, they probably go eat a baby foot with the sweet baby Rays. A nigga foot.
So
They probably got baby Ray, right?
that is sweet baby
He
Ray.
down there for it.
Yeah.
Help!
Yeah.
Is that sweet baby Ray? Fucking sweet baby.
Right? So hey man, the Most High's getting ready to roll on this place, man.
Right.
We hope you brothers was edified. You have any closing statements?
That's it, man.
Hey man, hey, call halal.
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kakwadash.
Woo! To the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Much peace, love, and salutations to you. Aki, I'm out there pushing the word sincerity and truth, man.
My man Shahar, Shalom. Shalom. Yes, sir. Woo! Call Allah Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. You got it. You can have it. Well, I mean, whoever want them. It was two.